We should be live. All right, cool. There you go. What's up, everybody? Slicing here with Slicing Gaming.
Last time,
we're live.
Our group.
I'm going to try to not
Lucy,
talk over this
Red,
guy.
Renard,
He's the DM. His name
Rocky,
is Russ.
and Ginger found themselves.
So we've been playing some D&D, and we decided we're going to try to take and run this live
into the town
and
of
see what happens. So any
you guys
feedback is
received a
greatly
message of
appreciated.
summons from
Not
a
required, but greatly
individual
appreciated.
by the name of Irina.
All right.
Now, upon arriving in town, it
What's
was
up,
discovered
Wolf?
that
How you doing? So
some of the people in your party had
can you let me know if you can
possibly
hear everybody? If you can't,
experienced this before.
Other than
Overwhelming
that,
sense of deja vu that turned into
I'll see what happens.
after mystery as you all entered in, went to this church
Super
in
busy.
the town of Alaki, met the local father
Super
there,
busy.
and then found Irina as well, who recognized Renard.
Crazy busy.
As far as everyone had known up at this point, Renard had never been to this town. And Renard, least of all, certainly didn't remember a whole lot about this.
Wolf, let me know how the audio levels are. If you
After
don't
some
mind.
discussions and some going back and forth, the group decided to go to the local inn. And that inn, the Blue Water Inn, the group entered in with Irina coming with them. They came in and enjoyed a show and watched and listened and had a general good time. Rocky decided to head upstairs and do a little poking around. Determined that something magical was potentially in the area. Upon coming back down later in the evening, the group was kind of all hanging around, and you were propositioned by Erwin Mardukov. And the Mardukov family not only owns the Blue Moon Inn, but also owns a winery not too far outside of town called the Wizards of Wines Winery.
Makes sense.
The group was tasked with potentially investigating why the
if I had a wine place, wine alcohol
wine caravans hadn't been coming in a little while. Now, the Mardukovs have lost communication with the winery, and the Festival of the Blazing Sun will be taking place within a day or so. The festival will need that wine, as well as the Full Moon Inn, to kind of keep things going. Wine is one of the few things in Barovia that kind of keeps the spirits high, especially with a perceived tyrant like Count von Strahd ruling over them. So the group sitting around the table right now, they've just been propositioned to potentially go. Renard spoke up pretty quickly, offering to assist in any way he could to obtain wine. And we will continue from there. On you guys.
Did, what was her name? Callie? She the singer?
Cammy?
Cammy? Did she go up to...
Yes, at this point, she's excused herself.
Is the other entertainer still there, or is he also gone?
Rictavio, he is still there.
But,
kind of listening and watching and doing as he sees fit.
But everybody else is basically retired to their rooms and such, correct?
There's a few commoners that are still kind of milling around, but for the most part, the group is now alone with the Mardukovs.
Okay. I mean, at this point, we've already been given our idea of where we should be going, so...
As late as it is in the evening, Urba says, you perhaps may want to leave out in the morning.
Fair enough. In that case...
So Rictavio kind of looks over to you guys and he says, so, going to the winery, I hear.
That's what they tell us.
I see. Yes, strange things going around. I have heard rumors. A lot of... He kind of looks at the crest of the raven symbol that's kind of hanging from the on the chest of the Mardukovs. I've heard there's a lot of ravens around that winery. Seems birds, a peculiar thing, they flock to there. Just an observation. I'd be careful though, traveling. Remember, stay on the pathways. The mists can be dangerous, even at daytime.
So we've been told.
Well, I believe I will be retiring for the evening. He kind of takes a silver piece out of his pocket and lays it on the counter, nods to the marked cubs, and begins to make his way towards the staircase to the upper floor. And
Once he's out of sight, Lucy wants to talk to the barkeep.
Yeah.
So that entertainer guy he's sleeping upstairs?
Yes, Octavio, he's been in town for a little over a week now.
I heard he has a saber-toothed cat. Is that upstairs too?
No, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is stored outside of town, on the outskirts. He has a traveling group, a large... Oh, goodness. What's the best way to put this? A box on wheels for that saber-toothed tiger. They keep the windows barred and shut.
Okay, thanks.
Of course. So, if you folks are willing to go and investigate and determine what's been going on with our winery, I suppose it would be only fair that we could provide you with room and board for the evening.
Sounds good to me. Food included, correct?
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, room and board, that means food and a place to sleep.
That's what I would think.
Also, the innkeeper already agreed to that in our last session.
Yeah.
He's trying to go back on the deal.
He's trying to backtrack on us.
You'll have to forgive me. It's been a long night and many things have been on my mind, so I apologize.
That's what they all say when they try to cheat us out of money.
Yes. Well, let's see if 5 of you are as good as your word. Hopefully I can trust you to do as you say and simply not take advantage of my kindness.
Sounds fair.
Like, I can't even catch a good buzz off this grape mash, whatever stuff. It's your wine.
Well, I guess that would be along the lower of the totem poles of wines. However, we do have a few that are much more potent. But we're out. Hopefully you can get the kegs flowing again.
So you're currently totally out.
Very low. We're down to the purple mash.
Yeah, they're trying to save what's left of this mash stuff for some big celebration everybody's real excited about.
Well. All right then. Well, instead, let's eat. Rahi will look around and see what all is available to be grabbed at 8, or what tends to be the food of choice here.
Jeez, what do you do with that plate of food I sent him over 15 minutes ago? That big guy sure can't eat.
Fairly big. What do you expect?
Lucy is lost in thought.
So, his wife Danica comes out with a few more trays of food. Eat up. We'll be shutting down the common room very soon. She goes back into the kitchen area.
What's up, Derek? All right. Go ahead and start eating. Start, I guess, kind of with the group, just kind of, okay, so we know we're going to this place about this wine, but any idea on what it is exactly has caused this hold up, I guess you could say, on the wine? Have we heard?
I thought they said something about, like, maybe bandits on the road. Does that sound familiar? They've just been waiting on a shipment that never came. I
Interesting.
can always ask.
Sounds like something you can handle in about 10 minutes, Stilts.
Yep. Sounds like something that a fox would enjoy finding out. That enjoys his wine and drinks.
Oh yeah, we'll get this wine flowing again. Can't sleep without it, you know.
I'm just kind of curious on what exactly it is we might be walking into, but I guess it doesn't matter. At this point, we've already agreed to go.
I mean, I wouldn't say planning's really our strong suit.
What? Why not? Come on. We're great at planning.
Lucy just gets up and she's gonna go to bed.
Fair enough.
You guys are all kind of like carrying off in your conversation there, and you look over to the left and you see your goblin rogue friend Ginger, and she's just kind of tearing into it, just voraciously putting shovelful of food into her mouth, and she just kind of not paying attention to the rest of you guys, so it would appear. But you do notice from time to time a little cock of her head as she pays attention, listening, observing.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it has been a bit since some of us have had a decent meal.
And say we eat, we get some rest, and get ready to rock. Sounds like we've got an interesting time up ahead for us.
Alright. So you all continue finishing your meal, and after a little bit you see the lanterns in the common room begin to darken. And Mardukov walks over and he hands you a few keys, indicates upstairs.
Can you hear me now, Derek?
On the
I'm just
right
curious.
side of the hallway. You'll
If you
find
can
a
hear me
few
now,
rooms
or if you have to
specific.
wait and hear me when I'm talking through this.
Lucy
Sorry.
jumped into the biggest, fluffiest bed she could find.
Yes, as you guys open the doors into your individual rooms, are you
Alright,
guys
cool.
all
That's
kind
weird.
of doing the usual pairing, Rocky and Ren in one and the other three in the other?
I think that comes down to what they're giving us. Are they giving us multi rooms, one big room? I mean, what's the layout
No,
of
you
the...
got 2 rooms.
Oh, well then.
So, I got a question regarding Renard and his alcohol problem. How much of a buzz/drunken stupor has he been able to work himself into with the mash that was provided?
Unfortunately, it's not as potent as he would normally enjoy, and his tolerance is quite high. If this to him, this is no more than grape juice.
If Renard hangs out in this place long enough, eating and drinking his food very slowly, does everyone seem to be leaving the room? Like the staff and everyone? Or will they just hang around and wait on him?
As far as the commoners, those folks have all cleared out at this point. Erwin Mardukov, he's kind of keeping an eye on things, but after a while, he kind of makes his way into the back rooms, out of sight.
So, am I alone then if I wait long enough?
Yeah, if you wait long enough, you could eventually be by yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna hop over the bar and pilfer around and see what I can find right now.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be anyone.
So, yeah, at this point, you kind of look around and you feel fairly confident that there's nobody around. So you kind of jump over, looking around there.
MCOC.
Start to run your hands along the 3
While my
pegs there,
chair,
and
while my
kinda rattle
player is
one,
just
and you
relaxing.
hear just a gentle sloshing sound, but not a full, just a little bit, maybe in the very bottom. And you kind of frown a little bit,
How you been, Derek?
poking around there. You do see a very small, maybe 6 inches by 3 inches little box there. Looks like a small box there, closed and locked, sitting up underneath the counter.
Lucky for me, I brought my skeleton key.
It sounds like we're going to, yeah.
So you kind of run your hands along the box, and you can see that it's
Hold on, I'll
wood,
tell you where we're at.
and the lock on the top. On
Currently
front of it is fairly rudimentary.
Beating up Moon Knight.
So you can make a thieves' tool check. As rudimentary as it is, you evidently are not up to your full speed tonight.
He's frustrated for not being inebriated enough.
Evidently. So you kind of take the key and you, or excuse me, you take the tools and you kind of take your pick in there. You bend it, kind of move a little bit, and then a snap. And now there's a little edge of the lock pick sitting out of the lock itself.
Ooh, someone rolled a nat one.
Lockpick broke, you mean?
Yes, broke in the lock.
Shame on him.
Okay. Am I able to clear the lock to get the lockpick out? Like, I'm sure I have some, between my tinker's tools and my thieves' tools, I'm sure I have a pair of tweezers or needle-nose pliers or something that I can try to pull
Yeah,
out.
you should be able to. Go ahead and roll your tinker's tools. Okay, easily done. So, it snaps off inside of
screen
there.
is
And
black
you
on
kind
our
of curse
end,
your
too.
luck briefly, and then
Oh,
fiddle
shoot.
around in your bags, pulling out the proper tools, and then
Forgot to
lifting
scroll
up, slowly pulling it out.
You should have the chat bar on the right, right?
Making sure you didn't leave any little shards inside of there.
I thought he hadn't turned the screen on yet since we
Right.
were just in the roleplay side.
Maybe
So
good.
I've got a, so I'm playing a war cleric.
Okay.
So I'm playing a
Since you're
cleric.
taking
It's
your
a,
time this time. Go ahead and roll with advantage on your thieves' tools.
I'm going to be running a cleric. It is a, oh my god, Goliath. So the race is Goliath.
There we go. Second time's
Cleric,
a charm.
war
As you
background. So
slide back in.
we'll
Very
see how it
gently this
goes.
time. The fragility of the lock
Vacation.
kind of
Oh,
surprises you.
nice. Where'd you
and
go?
Pop it loose.
Well, let's see what we got here.
So the lock comes off easily enough, and you lift the lid up. And as you look inside, you can see that there are what appear to be a few keepsakes.
So
a
right
few
now,
bonded
that's the
things.
DM.
You do notice a note, though.
Playing
Looking
against
at the note, you
and
skim it,
the player,
and
he is
see
his
that
character's
is
name is
from-
Renard.
someone by the name of Davian Marnikov,
He is
He says-
a
cousin.
some
Things
fox
have
breed
been quite difficult here.
that is a kind of like a locksmith or no,
Druids.
like a rogue slash.
No,
It's a
their
pistol
attacks
class
have
that was
been
created. I really don't know much about it. It's a homebrew type deal,
more
but
forcefully.
anyway.
I am afraid that we will not be able to make the shipment quotas.
Gallenberg. Oh, you weren't too
If
far
at all
from me.
possible, send assistance. We'll be watching the skies for the ravens. And then sign, David Markov.
Sorry, did it say brother, cousin? What did it say the relation was?
Cousin.
Cousin. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm hoping to get drunk enough that I won't remember that in the morning, I'm going to take out some of my parchment paper and scribble down with my own quill transcript of what I just read. And I'm going to try to put that back the way I found it.
Okay.
Lock back and so forth.
So you scribble down your note as quickly as you can, then moving it into your bag, you re-lock it and try to gently place it out the same spot that you left.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep fishing around through the counter, cabinets, back room if there is one. There's got to be some alcohol.
So how was
in there
Gatlinburg?
somewhere.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check, please.
He's gonna get caught.
You are as sly as a fox. You're
Oh.
definitely moving your
He
way
made it.
into things, poking around, and for
He
your
made it.
trouble,
For now.
you do find something. You find a flask, a small flask, only about half full. But upon opening it, taking a sniff, you finally find that there's something potent in here.
Wait, I don't care if it's floor cleaner.
What's up, Sam? How you doing,
Bernard
man?
is going to go back out to where that
Long
flask
time,
where
man.
the,
Let me know if you can
pegboard
hear me
still
because this
has
is
something in
all
it.
a test
He's
run.
going to lean back against
I say
that
test
with
run.
his
I've
mug
ran a
of
test
whatever
run, but
he
this
has
is the
left
first
from
live
before.
test run.
He's going to drink that flask. He's going to drink that keg. And if he can get intoxicated, he'll just fall asleep leaning against the barrel there at the bar.
Well, the drink that you find as you kind of begin to pour the liquid out, you can see that it's a very bright red.
Good.
Definitely a little
Good.
more kick to it than the purple grape mash.
Nice. Score.
So I'll
It
try
tastes
to give
good.
you guys
It's actually sweet.
I'll try to give
even
you guys
sweeter
an
than the
update
other
of the characters on
And
who's playing and
you
what
lick
they
your lips.
are and a little bit of a
This is some
background
good
on them
stuff.
as we go.
But as soon as you take a few drinks, it already begins to run dry. Unfortunately, it does not seem you'll be
Still playing.
relieving yourself of your wits.
Just
this
haven't
evening
streamed.
with
Been
that
super
many
busy,
cigars.
but thought I'd try this
Great.
out. Probably go back to
Last
MCO,
one,
see
this
some
one.
here soon as well. Just haven't had a chance. I mean, I've been
Is
super
there
busy.
anything
so-
else that looks reasonable for me to search through? Barrels, cabinets, stock rooms? Or
Going
like-
through everything, essentially, you're just finding basic things that you would find, utensils, things of that nature, just for running a bar. Nothing really remarkable catches your eye at this point. Not without potentially trying to go further behind doors.
There's more doors in here.
There are doors. There's a doorway that kind of is locked, or not locked, but necessarily shut.
So
tight.
right now,
And around the corner, another
our
room,
alcoholic
possibly another set of
box
stairs. But again, then you'd be probably going more towards where the owners
is
sleep.
searching,
So I'm pretty sure that
trying to find
both
alcohol.
of those doors are some direction where staff or owners went, or one of them is not. One of them is maybe empty.
You're very certain that you saw several people kind of go into those doorways all over on the left. So if you look right here and here, these areas right here that you've gone through, you're fairly certain.
Okay, so this room that looks like a kitchen, and this room that looks like a stock room, that's where I've been.
Yeah.
I'm sure you kept up, Sam.
Okay. Well, I am going to
Yeah. So
take
currently
whatever
SJ1
alcohol I
shut
can
down,
find
but
left out of that barrel in the
we'll
fridge.
have a
And
good
I'm
old
just gonna
fashioned MCO
take a walk.
streaming sometime
Go
here soon.
outside. Maybe
All right,
try
Derek, no problem. I'll be here, man.
because Bernard don't sleep so well without the alcohol. So maybe he figures if he walks about an hour, he can wear the brain out and pass out somewhere.
Okay. So you wander around outside for a while and make
Gunslinger.
yourself
That's
as
the name
home
of
as
this
best
class.
as you can.
I had to think for a minute.
Do notice a few of the people that were in the stocks from earlier in the day. They're passed out at this point. There's a town guard kind of walking around, and one of them kind of notices you after a little bit, and he kind of looks over at you, and curfew's at 10 p.m. You need to be getting back to wherever you're from.
Yeah? What time you got?
Well past midnight.
Oh, wow. All right. Well,
All right,
thanks for the
Sam, that's
advice,
fair.
pal. I guess
How you
I
been?
better be headed back. I'm gonna go up and clap him on the back and, give him a warm greeting.
He kind of eyes you very suspiciously.
And I'll go ahead and pickpocket him.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, this could get good. See what happens. Mm.
Maybe
That's not
it's the
gonna do it.
alcohol. Maybe it's you're just a little too confident.
It's
Maybe
not gonna
you
do
just
it.
need to be a little more careful. Regardless, he catches your hand as it starts to kind of move towards his
That's
pouch.
trouble.
And he then, with a little show of strength, picks you up by the hand, holding you up to where you're almost level with him.
What's wrong with you?
What? He kind of then tosses you roughly to the ground.
Asking. Ah!
Smell like alcohol. Get on back to your wherever you came from before I run you in.
Not nearly enough.
He kind of
Yeah.
kicks the dust of the ground towards your direction. Go on.
All right. I'm gonna get up, and dust myself off, and walk back to this bar, if you can call it a bar.
You kind of hear his footsteps trailing behind you at a safe distance. You feel his eyes upon your back.
I'll peek over my shoulder at him every so often, but I'm headed
He
back.
keeps his scowl trained upon you.
Who's getting the scrowl?
Lousy drunks, he says to himself as he sees you finally enter inside.
Well, Renard will try to find whatever useless, fitful sleep he can, but probably not much.
Sure. You gonna go up for one of the rooms, or are you trying to stay down in the commons?
Right? guess if this place is completely drained, or at least I'm fairly certain, then I'll head up to my room and see if there's a comfy chair, bed, something in it.
Yeah. So you kind of make your way up the stairs, and
Kappa.
you
Okay.
know, the stairs are a little different when you're not too drunk to understand which direction they are.
Yeah, for a
I think
lot
I
more
did know
boring.
that.
Yeah,
But it's
they
been
are.
a long time,
So,
man.
You
So my-
stumble into your room at some point.
Twitch is
you
down.
see
I gotta
Lucy
update my
sleeping, Ginger sleeping, and
my
you find a chair
stream keys.
or even a spot on the bed. You could choose either one.
Nice.
If the chair has cushions,
gotta get
I'll
T5CC.
press there. I
You gotta
usually
get
the
T5CC.
ladies'
It's so
bed,
key.
So
Everybody
I'll
needs
sit
it.
there and cross my arms angrily. Do what?
No bathtubs to sleep in?
I'm not nearly drunk enough to find that comfortable.
So you kick back, lay down in the chair, and eventually sleep overtakes you. So dawn comes quicker than any of you expected. You guys hear the rooster crowing in the distance, and whoever's the last sleeper wakes up first.
Well, considering, I'd say it's me.
Surprisingly, Lucy gets up right away for once.
Okay. So you guys are kind of in your room, and the two of you wake up within a few moments of each other after hearing the rooster.
Stupid bird. Somebody should shoot that thing.
Bernard, you don't look so good.
Rough night.
Nice. I just finished Abyss. Just finished it, so.
I'm, I don't know. What do you
Also-
call it? What's that word for when there's no alcohol? Sober? Guess I'm that.
Oh.
Also, anxiously
Yeah,
awaiting
you
Cyber
okay?
Weekend.
Outlook not good.
Mm.
The walls are fairly thin, and Ren, you can pretty easily hear the conversation muffled, but you can make out some of the words nearby, next door.
You hear lots of moaning and groaning.
Not in the happy way either.
Bernard, are you hungry?
Mm,
I'll
good.
go see what's for food. Lucy's gonna go downstairs.
Bernard probably looks kind of clammy and twitchy.
I'll go ahead and start stirring about as well. I mean, if it's about that time, I mean, there's no sense being an adventurer. You'd be used to waking up. So I'll start getting up and getting prepared, excited, kind of ready to hit the road. I'm excited to see what's going to come about. So gather my stuff. Well, shall we grab some food, everybody?
Lucy's already there.
Ooh. I'll go down.
You better hurry.
I was gonna say, I look, don't see Lucy. I'm not letting the cat get it all. I'm gonna start heading down. What's up, Finman? Good to see you, man. That's okay if you know anything about D&D.
I'll go ahead and go down as well.
If you have questions,
Bernard's just
ask.
getting
I'll
here
tell you
to
what I
talk
can.
much.
I'll explain the game. It's more of a role-playing game. Typically in the past it was always a pen and
those of
paper
you that
game in
make your way
person.
down to the comments.
Um,
You,
but now, thanks to technology, obviously you
find-
can play online. So we play through a Discord server.
Urban and Danica, they're both
and we,
kind of sitting there talking.
Use
near
a
the-
computer program that's
the
out
bar
there
area,
called Roll20.
and
So
one of
it allows us
looks
to
over and
interact
he
and
sees
play
a
with our
group
characters
kinda coming
online.
Down and he,
What's up, Mutz? Good to see you, man.
Seems like someone kind of ransacked through our belongings and through here last night. You, he points at Renard. Did you see anyone possibly come down or anything before you went to bed? He kind of
Yeah.
watches you closely.
What's up, Mutz?
What kind of ransacking we talking?
Just general things have been moved around, and I found this. And he holds up a flask that was laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wasn't much, was it? Suppose it's gone now.
I mean, does this guy look like he could have done anything? Look how drunk he is still.
Yeah, that's me, the town drunk.
Rocky's gonna just keep eating, but I'm gonna slightly just look over and kind of watch Renard's posture during this and see how he holds and get an idea of what I think the teammate is really doing.
Okay.
Lucy already knows that he did it.
So you didn't see anyone before you left, coming or going?
No, we all went up to bed, didn't we?
I mean, I stayed down here quite a bit longer, and I definitely drank what was in that flask, but I didn't see anything other than that.
She can't like zone of truth, so he can't lie.
Looks at you a little bewildered, somewhat appreciating your forthrightness, but also a little appalled that you ran through his things. And he kind of...
Pretty sure I get zone of
I'm
truth.
not sure where you're
Yeah, I
from,
do.
stranger, but guests don't typically pilfer through other people's belongings.
Yeah, well, I don't sleep so well without a nightcap. But look, man, we'll make it up to you. We're gonna bring your wine back. You and I, we're gonna be best pals then.
Let's see. So he sticks his hand out as if to offer just a handshake.
Alright? I will look at his hand a second and then shake it.
He shakes it, grips your hand firmly, holds just for a moment, and then his other hand comes around slowly, nothing crazy, and he has a few strands of hair, and he kind of holds them up to your hand. Huh, he says. Found what you're looking for in that box? He releases your hand.
I don't know, just wondering how your cousin's doing.
Uh-oh.
I suppose
This could be
you
problems.
all will be able to tell me that.
He yells, pizza!
Seem overly suspicious for a guy that we're about to help with his problem.
See, that's the thing about...
Come on up
movie.
and get a pizza, man.
People
I'm
don't
in.
just show up and help with problems, especially strangers.
Come on. To be fair, we're giving away pizza with oil
I
changes at
wonder
my
why
dealership, so.
You left
Oil
out the
change, visit,
details
and
of
pizza.
this little
No-brainer.
journey we're going on.
Claiming to be able adventurers, I'm sure you could figure things out.
Better not get too
Yeah,
lost in
no
what's
doubt
going
we
on.
can, but seems would have figured it out a little easier if you were a little more forthcoming. Normally these little details that I learned last night, they don't bother me if I'm honest. Just the fact that you withheld them is the interesting part.
What kind of details?
Well, why don't you tell my friends here?
Simply like I said, bandits and whatnot. And causing
Druid
problems.
bandits?
Druid.
Yeah. There's all kinds of bandits in Barovia.
Yeah, it looks like he got a letter from his cousin Davian or something or other.
Got one of those, yeah.
He gets attacked by some druids and can't make his shipments lately.
What kind of druids? How many druids?
Got quite a few.
As to the
Come
answer
on
to
up.
that question, I can't say necessarily on any of it. There's a coven of druids, if that's what they're called. Sometimes they've caused issues for the winery, poking around and whatnot.
Who are they affiliated with, these druids?
Some sort of worshippers of Strahd.
So we are playing a pre-made game currently.
But they're
It's
just
called Curse of
useless.
Strahd. You'll hear Strahd.
We're not the only
He's going to
place
be basically the
where
main bad guy in this
problems
going
are
on. So right now
How much
we
are we
just
getting
now
paid
are
to do
leading up
this?
to it.
You know, I don't think we've been offered to be paid much of anything.
Why are we going? Was it
Because
just for the
Renard heard
wine?
wine.
Just for the wine? I mean, that is a
Look.
pretty good reason.
If you can investigate my cousin's winery, Bring me back details of what has happened. I'll see that you're paid.
How much? Our services aren't free. People don't go into battle not knowing what they're going to get out of this. You want us to go take care of a problem? We need to know what we get. That's simple.
Well, I can promise you wine from my tavern to the end of your days. And I suppose as far as monetary compensation, 100 gold per.
100 gold each? Sounds like you got a deal.
Wait. We need a little more. Not necessarily gold, but we also need free room and board anytime we're in town and need a place to stay. We're in town, we expect a room. Along with food and drinks.
Make a persuasion check. So he kind of sizes you up a little bit, and he looks at the other people that are traveling with you, looks back to you. You seem like a man of honor.
What's up,
I
right?
can't say the same for your traveling.
Been busy. Super busy.
Hell can't.
But if you can do as you say, then I shall reward you as you have asked.
Okay.
I want more than that. I want.
So far, all you've managed to do
From
is
Thrive.
sleep and eat. Let's see
No.
you do something other than that.
Still playing. Still playing. Just been busy.
Maybe
So-
we just won't do it at all.
It's entirely up to you.
Don't mind the cat. She had a very small nap. I think we'll be happy to take and work this out with you. I'm sure there'll be many more benefits once we take care of your wine issue.
Lucy stares daggers at Rocky.
Good kitty.
I sense a new verse coming to a certain song.
All right. Well, with that said, I believe that
But no, I've still been playing. A couple of the other guys was asking.
he pulls
Still
out
playing
his
MCO. Just
map,
been busy.
kind of rolls it out on the table in front of you guys, and he indicates. The winery is only a few miles north. Shouldn't take you long to get there. Will you be approaching on foot or on horseback?
You know what? Why don't you leave that to adventurer types like us to sort out?
Yes, of course. I was just going to offer a bit of advice. My understanding is that there are wolf packs that roam the woods to the north. Your horses, unless they are trained, may have difficulty.
You say it's how far up?
As you see fit.
How far away?
And he kind of indicates there, and looking at the legend there, that you can see that it's roughly 5, maybe 6 miles away from where you're currently at.
Okay. We appreciate the tip. And we will look to return with your wine.
And he nods his head. Good luck.
More for your wine.
I can't say that he won't drink, so.
Some is fine, all is not. Be
Sure.
safe. Godspeed. So with that, you guys kind of bundle up a little bit of the food that had been sitting there and kind of sling things into your packs, and with that you walk outside of the tavern and you find that there's an overcast.
Yeah, so anyway, still playing
But you-
MCOC, still doing all my
kind of a
stuff. Just been busy. Haven't
dark
really started
clouds kind
streaming,
of
so.
stretching across there.
See
Bit
if
of
I
gloom.
can get back in the groove of things. Gonna do this
And
for a
the
bit.
town is already kind of becoming a little bit of a bustle. There's people walking around.
It's gonna be a little
Hear
bit
the
different
cries
than the
of,
previous
"All will be
MCOC
well,"
streams.
and folks carrying things about.
We got a couple little things we want to do that's
that's
going to be different with this. So as it goes, there'll be some lists that pop up. I got some ideas for
So
some
what do you guys
viewer
like to do?
interaction. So, all right. So we're outside the tavern now, correct?
Yes, you guys are outside the tavern.
At this point, I'm going to suggest that we walk. While
How
it
far
is
away did you say it was?
it's 4 miles, roughly.
How long will that take us?
It's going to take us a while. There's no doubt about it. But, I mean, here's the dilemma. We take our horses and lose them to the wolves. That could be just as bad as what we've got going on, or much, much worse. And it's just something extra to give us more problems. We could always ride north a good couple miles and then tie our horses, but then we're leaving our horses in the wild rather than somewhere safe. So,
Doesn't matter to me.
my thoughts, we take our time and we move north as a group on foot.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough. Let's get moving and move as quickly as we can. Plus, I figure if they're transporting wine down here, they should have horses and wagons carrying the wine, so we'll at least be able to ride a horse back. So, let's go. At that point, I say we start walking. Sounds like there's nothing else to worry about.
So you guys then kind of shrug and fall into step and make your way north out the path that was indicated out of the town. You go through quickly enough. A few people casting glances at your direction, and no one really necessarily approaching you or stopping you. You, as you guys get closer to the gate, though, you do hear a voice kind of yelling behind you guys. Hey, wait up, hey! And you guys recognize the voice of Irina. She kind of runs up to you, kind of huffing and puffing.
I'll run up and kind of take her hand and be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I just wanted to wish you all good luck. I heard you were going to investigate the winery?
Yeah, for sure. This town seems like it could use a little joy.
Yeah, that it could. She kind of catches her breath a little bit. Well, be careful. Well, I just wanted to wish you guys good luck. Just be safe. Hopefully I can see you all again.
Oh, too bad it's not safe enough for you to go with us. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
I'll slowly walk behind Renard, pass by him, and gently nudge him towards Irina.
Nard's got a girlfriend.
Just kind of bump into him casually as I walk by.
So our character here, the fox, has a crush
She,
on this
kinda,
character.
Then nods her head at all of you and, kind of observed your movement there, Ren, but says nothing. Instead, she kind of gathers herself and she says, "Well, I'll be waiting your safe return." And she kind of spins on her heel and begins to move quickly down the path you guys already come.
Bernard will watch her as she leaves.
What?
You
Watching
guys-
her or watching parts of her?
I hate to go, but I love watching you leave.
You guys approach the gate then after a few moments of staring, and a couple of guards. One of them looks at you. Hey,
What's
Going
up,
out.
Billy?
Yes.
Hey, you need us to bring you back something?
listen. You head up towards the winery. Remember, 7 p.m. curfew. Gates are shut. No exceptions. If you're on the outside of that wall, I don't care if you're getting torn to pieces by wolves. We ain't opening.
Oh, do you know where the entertainer troupe is?
Entertainer troop?
Yeah, the one with the tiger people.
Name Rictavio?
Yeah, Octavio. He kind of points towards the west end of town. He's got his stuff stored up that way.
I need to clean my
Thanks,
mouse.
sir.
Yeah. And then
Well,
they
yeah,
get
if the gates are shut at 7, there's no little, some towns
Billy,
have a
what's
little
up, man? Good
door,
to see you.
for people getting back in maybe one at a time. Nothing like that, huh? There's just no way in.
his pike, he kind of like stomps into the ground roughly. No way in. No exceptions.
Are you saying there's no way in possible, or that you're not going to open the door?
If you're going, you better get going. Daylight's burning.
Okay.
Hold on, I don't think we're completely clear whether it can none of it. What about just one of us get back in?
Foxy, let's go. We're wasting time. You've already wasted enough time with your lies last night and this morning. Let's go.
So you guys,
Well, seems this could be a crucial detail later, but if you're ready to go, we can take off.
After we get a little bit out of, just like right past him, I'll just look at you where I know the guard can hear. Does it really matter what he says?
Not a bit.
Thank you, my friend. Now, let's go do our job, collect our gold, and you can have a little bit of wine.
so as you guys emerge from the town of Allegheny, you can see once again
What's up, Tice?
all of the various posts
How
of
you
the
doing,
pikes
brother?
and the things stuck into the ground with all the wolf heads that you guys noticed upon entering from the other entrance. And you see there are several. They're all kind of scattered around the outside of the village.
Okay.
Is there anything unusual about these wolf heads?
Make a survival or animal handling check. You choose.
Make a roll knowledge wolf heads.
They're not attached to the wolves anymore.
You know that
Hey.
this is only the head.
All right. So Ulysses, you're kind of like just peering at these wolf heads as you're kind of going through, and you do notice that a few of the wolf heads are much larger in size than some of the other ones, and their general demeanor, their way that their snouts are, they're a bit more elongated, a little more pronounced there. And with your bardic knowledge of traveling around, you get the distinct impression that perhaps these are dire wolves mixed in
So our
amongst the regular wolves.
Pet cat is a bard.
What
You can
is
tell.
my knowledge about dire wolves tell me?
They're really big wolves that are scary, and they can probably swallow you whole.
Oh god.
Quick question. You say these wolf heads, are they on stakes or are they on pikes? Or
They're on a mix. Some of
Does
them are
that
even
mean-
actually, some of them are actually even staked up on the wall itself.
One guard has one as a necklace.
so I missed it. So what are they on? Are they on?
Pikes, poles, staff. Just basically they've been made as examples to anyone that would come through that sees these wolves are being.
Right, but we're
being
talking like a
edited.
pike, like a polearm pike, right?
Yeah, those and then like general like even not even necessarily pikes, but pikes, poles, just different types of sharp wood essentially with wolf heads on top.
Do you want to like steal one or something?
Yeah. If one of them's an actual pike or anything like that, I'm taking one. I'm gonna pull it down and I'll take a pike. This might come in handy, obviously.
Okay.
I'll
So
take
you walk over to it and you kind of pick it up out of the ground and kind of kick it down. You see that the pike blade itself is fairly dull, but I mean it's
Worthless?
serviceable possibly to throw something.
Yeah. Shove it back in the ground and shove the wolf head back on it. Let's go. That was a waste. Who doesn't sharpen their pike? Jesus. What's wrong with these people? Obviously, they're not prepared for war. Let's go kill something.
And so the
No, I'm still playing
valiant
Contest of
wasps
Champions.
find
I just haven't
themselves
streamed in a while.
stumbling.
And been playing D&D with these guys once a week, and
We had to stumble.
they had talked
Yeah,
about it,
some
and I
of
was
you
like, you know
stumble,
what,
some of
screw
you
it,
work
let's
with purpose, and
stream
others
it. Let's see what
simply
happens.
stare at the
So I
Each of you
decided
kind
to
of,
talk him into streaming
lost
it.
your own thoughts, and occasional banter between them.
So now we're gonna try streaming some
The
D&D
second
every
while
so
passes,
often and
your
see how it goes.
Feet are starting to feel a bit of the wear, but not terrible.
The idea would be, once a week,
About another
every
half
Wednesday,
mile
to do a
in, the
D&D
road
campaign.
begins to get a little muddy.
as this
Kind of
goes,
see
the
that the
idea
trail
is
now
to
begins
ramp it
to
up. I'm
meander
going to have
through
some
the
other
woods.
stuff going on with it.
Descending
Things that
kind of
allow
gradual
the viewers to
till the
interact
trees
with the
part. You
players.
see a
You
misshrouded
know,
meadow
donations
not too far
allowing
ahead.
us to get
The trail
items or find
splits, and you
things,
see one branch
or
head
maybe
west
allow a
into
viewer to
valley.
come in and play with
And the
us.
other leads
We
south
got a lot of
to
stuff,
the darker
stuff
woods.
down the pipeline
You
that,
see
that
one
I plan on
signpost
doing here.
intersection that points west.
You know,
and reads,
what's up, Ash? Good to see you, brother.
Wizards of Wine Winery.
Yep.
And it's in
gotta be careful.
very large, bold print, like a purple and with stars and other things around it. Very,
Don't want us details.
very obvious. Very meant to possibly elicit excitement to people that had never been this way or perhaps traveled under better circumstances.
I remember the 2 seconds where I thought a wine wizard was a real thing.
It could still be. You don't know.
I just shake my
I have
head.
aspirations.
Let's go. Let's take care of this. So, I guess continue heading that way, right?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. So you hang left at the fork. Head down. Now you're kind of moving down into the valley. You can see that why they would have chosen this as a good area for growing things like grapes and whatnot. The ground is moist, wetness of the water from a rain from the few days before, kind of still dampening the ground in areas as the trees above you are on either side.
Better get
And
my
as
spells
you
picked
get
up.
a little further down the trail, you begin to notice ravens again, this time flying above you all. Some kind of hanging out in the trees, some kind of moving around to the
ravens.
left or the right. And occasionally a call
See how many
is
spell slots
answered
I
by
have.
another call from across the pathway.
Are they
Sorry.
spooky? Malicious? They're just like chilling?
Just kind of,
Are these spooky?
tell you what, make an insight check.
I don't think we do any more animal handling.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I could allow for either one. You choose
No,
whichever
I
you.
said don't. Wait, can I
Oh,
reroll?
No, too late. All right. So you kind of like you kind of remember back to where you guys were on the caravan before, and the ravens that were above you, moving around through the woods, and it immediately calls to mind when that happened. So you get that vibe that this is a little deja vu-ish here. Like I've kind of
So I have
This has
two
kinda happened
second
before.
level spells.
you feel like there's some intent behind what they're doing.
Okay.
A light drizzle then begins to fall, not too far down the path.
Mm-mm.
Just a light. The rain kind of just settles upon, landing on the fur of Renard, and the muddy ground beginning to get a little more sloshier. You then notice unpainted fences that are kind of blindly following the trail, kind of skirting north. And you can kind of see in the distance a sprawling vineyard. And a little bit of a fog kind of like envelopes the ground as the temperatures kind of collide and the drizzle kind of settles over. And you don't perceive this as necessarily the mists that you guys have unfortunately had the pleasure of making their acquaintance on more than one occasion. More of a natural phenomenon here. You do notice a caravan overturned, laying a little close to the side of the trail there, and you see that the wheels are one side of it is broken open.
Does it look like dusty and dirty and cobwebby, like it's been there a while, or looks like a fresh incident?
You don't notice any dust or cobwebs, but you wouldn't swear it was fresh. The dampness, the wetness of the area keeps it all just kind of looking at a general wet. You don't really, you wouldn't perceive that that's dirty or dusty. You're not sure how long it's been there, but It's no cobwebs.
How far can we see the winery from here?
You can
Is that-
see just the shadows of the winery, kind of like in the distance there. The fog's kind of obscuring a little bit. It's not very far away, but you can't get a completely good view of it.
From where we are, can I see if any barrels are overturned or if it's been looted or not, or if everything's just kind of left as it was?
You cannot tell from where you are currently. You're still a little too far away. And in addition to that, you can also notice that there are rows of wine grapes, the porticles and things like that kind of hold them on the vines and everything. So that's also kind of obscuring your vision as you look further.
From my very far away stance, can I see blood or anything?
What is?
Where are you looking for the blood?
Like a driver's seat?
Oh, you're trying to perceive it from the caravan.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the caravan to see if there's any, like, signs of attack on it.
Oh,
But
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
want to get close.
very evident that there has been some type of attack on this caravan. No
What?
question.
What kind of attack can I see?
You
Arrows.
you look like
Flashes.
it looks to you like it's been driven off the road,
Okay.
and so it's laying on its side. All right, you can see where the caravan would have been attached to a horse. That's broken now. The actual side, though, that's facing up towards the sky, the door is ripped off, and you can see just various cracks and such on it. You do also notice a barrel of wine laying on the ground, just kind of sitting there, not completely submerged in the mud, but sinking down a good distance.
It's kind of weird that they just left this here. I mean, we can see the winery from where we are. We didn't make it that far.
Or they just don't care. The creatures that attacked it obviously seem to have had no remorse.
I
With
mean,
that,
the owners, though. That's their money.
unless they're afraid to come out and get it. Either way, I say let's be prepared. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my mace and I'll pull out my shield and
Lucy's gonna stealth go up to it first. I'm just gonna say, hold on, Rocky. I will stealth over to it and peek inside.
Okay, so go ahead and make a stealth check since you're stealthing. So you eyeball the situation and you go, put on my best stealth.
semi-stealthy there. Semi. Let's see if she makes it.
Slowly make your way towards it, carefully, tiptoeing. You go next to a rock, to the side, moving around, and then
Shoot.
you are upon it. And look, it's there.
It's a ghost carriage.
Just you guys.
Oh, hold on here.
So,
All right, let's readjust so we can see what's going on.
there, and you're close. You kind of peek around it. See a broken wagon wheel. You kind of
That looks like a lot of
notice
Groots
the
out
back
there.
side of it. There's a
That's what
curtain
I see. I am
flapping
Groot.
on the back of it.
I am
where
Groot.
it
All right,
had
so
been
we're
ripped and moved to
at
somewhere.
this winery. Okay.
You listen closely. You don't hear anything.
Can I tell? You said the door was ripped off. Do I know anything about druids?
What's up, Minnie?
I don't know.
Can I tell if this was a wolf attack or a druid attack?
So, let's see here. So how about you make a Arcana check?
Man, I'm just making some great
Lucky number
all
13.
seven.
So you your mind, you sift, you think, you're going, okay, one time I heard a song and a story, about this.
You know
I
how
mean-
like Winnie the Pooh sits and thinks? That's what Lucy's doing.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
father.
I'm just gonna slowly move up towards her.
You do recall that some druids have the ability to shapeshift. It's possible something like that could have been done. You know, maybe shapeshift into some type of creature. A bear, I don't know, a monkey, you're not entirely certain.
Needless to say, Lucy can't tell the difference between regular wolves and druids.
I'll just move up.
Okay, Rocky.
I'll move up with you. What are you looking at?
Well, like the door's been ripped off. That
Yeah.
seems like you'd have to be pretty strong to do that.
Or a group, but yes.
Or a group. Is there anything left inside of the caravan?
As you reach up to grab hold of it and look forward, several ravens suddenly flutter down from the sky around you, and they alight on top of the caravan, and they begin to all squawk at you together.
Lucy just like hisses.
They kind of poke around on a few feet, kind of hopping around, and they're squawking again.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
I'm gonna make my Amuse prestidigitation to shoot off like a stinky firework at them.
A stinky firework. All right.
Specifically sticky. Can birds? Birds can't smell very well. Can they?
Unfortunately, I think I would need to make a bird check or something to answer that question.
Yeah.
Anyways, in their direction, trying to shoo them away.
Okay, so you cast it, and this little swirl and sparkling of flames and fireworks kind of erupts, and then a noxious odor kind of invades the area, and the birds kind of like squawk at you again. This time very frantically before flying over this way, and they kind of alight themselves on one of the vines and everything, just kind of watching you all. And
I'll go ahead
you
and
notice
turn to Ren. Ren and Renard, you guys want to keep an eye on those ravens?
you see another
Good
bird
Lord,
kind of
Scott,
flying this way,
forward.
also squawking a little bit at you guys.
Okay, Lucy's gonna hurry up and just like dive into the caravan.
So you jump into the caravan, and you look around, and you glance around, and you find yourself face to face with a dead body.
Mm.
Well,
You
you're
can see
screaming.
that. You can see. Right. Are you the type of person that screams when you see a dead body, or are you just kind of ew? No. Just so as you just kind of jump in, you kind of like kick him a little bit in the side. And you see that his body's just kind of laying there on the side. Perhaps he was the driver. Perhaps he was riding. It's kind of hard to tell. But he's kind of crumpled up in the side there. And you can see that his body is covered in lacerations, like he was punched by little tiny knives or daggers or something or other. It's really bewildering.
Mm.
It's on his face. It's on his side of his cheek. You can just see.
Does he have like the regalia of somebody who works at the winery? Like I can tell for sure that he's from the winery and not a potential attacker.
I apologize. Say that one more time.
Can I tell that he's from the winery and not like one of the druids? Like is he wearing clothes or something that have?
Why don't you make an investigation check, and we'll see what you can figure out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Will she pass? Will she
So you
fail?
kind of
Yeah,
Start
okay.
to reach around him and grab on him a little bit, and you poke around his clothes, and you do notice a symbol similar to what you saw on the Mardikovs at the old Lumen Inn, excuse me.
Oh yeah, does he have an amulet on him? Like the feather amulet that the barkeeper had?
He does.
Can I take it?
You can.
I will.
And you do. And so you kind of pop it off of him, and you look at it. It's the symbol of the Mardukov family. You kind of look at it, and it's this beautiful onyx-looking pendant with ravens encrusted upon the.
Is there anything else in the caravan inside?
You do notice that there are a few more jugs of wine. Some of them have been smashed and spilled about. The entire caravan has a mixture of the smell of rotting flesh and sweet wine, so it's interesting.
I will grab one jug and pull it out of the caravan.
Okay. So you pop down out of the caravan and you're holding a small jug for someone of Rocky's or Ren's stature, a little more cumbersome for you. It's about the size of your torso as you're kind of pulling it out there.
I'm gonna push it up on top and be like, "Hey, Bernard, I got something for you."
Yeah, I'm gonna scamper on over there. Yeah, what do we got?
There's some more smashed ones down there, but I got this at least.
Hey, can we stay focused? We have 2 sets
We
of
are
weird...
completely focused, never been more focused on this.
Exactly.
There's a dead body in there from the winery. Clearly, like, something like
Probably
tiny
died of no alcohol.
I say we just keep going.
I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my canteen with this barrel.
Any good?
I'll lick it a little bit. What's it like?
The same type of wine that you had last night that was in the flask.
Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. This is what they were holding out on us last night.
And now that you actually have an actual jug of it, you can see that it has a label on it. It says Wizards of Wine Winery, and it says Red Dragon Crush.
They make this out of actual crushed dragons.
I don't think this is what that means. And Rocky just shakes his head like, geez. Yeah. No.
What are the ravens doing now?
They're watching and still kind of squawking at you guys. Not as insistent as it was a moment ago, but they're still kind of all alighting from spot to spot.
These squawky birds are gonna give me a headache.
Hey, Rocky, you're like a cleric or something, right? Do we got to do anything for this dead body? Should we, like, take it home?
Well, you know, being a victim of an attack, when we come back through, I think is the best time. You're sure it was dead?
Yeah, it is definitely dead. You can take a look yourself if you want.
I'll peek my head in and just see if it's dead and not one of those, you know, he's about dead, but still something there.
You look inside and you can see that the man clearly has been dead for some time.
Oh, okay. So it stinks in there too, extremely bad then.
Oh yeah, like I said, now that you're in there, you also catch this odd mixture of this sweet alcoholic smell mixed with basically death, rotting flesh.
All right. Sounds yummy. Yep, he's definitely dead. At this point, it's not going to matter. Let's get up to the winery and see what we can save. We can afford to dig this guy a burial later.
I wish Luke had come with us. He would have loved this stuff.
Oh, Luke, I wonder how he's doing.
I'd say he's doing pretty good now. You know, curse lifted, able to talk, be normal.
His whole family's dead. Yeah, pretty good.
To be fair, that was a pretty jacked up family.
Alright, plenty of time to drink myself into a stupor later.
I mean, like, we could burn it, Ren, but...
Why would we burn the wine? What's wrong with him?
It's spilt wine.
It's like the spilled wine that's mixed with, like, people juice. I don't know what humans do with things. Do you burn stuff?
Well, we could.
I think the reasonable thing is on our way back, we could haul this guy to town. Maybe belongs to somebody. Somebody might want to know what happened to him.
I say let's go check in with town first.
Okay. So we could just ask the Ravens.
Well, I meant by town the
Fire
winery.
good? Fire bad? Lucy shrugs and just walks down the road.
Yep, let's get going. I'll be back for you later. He pats the barrel of wine.
Are you gonna leave the big barrel here?
I mean, I can't very well roll it along with us.
Just fill some various pockets with more.
Yeah, I already filled my canteen yet.
Seem stuff liners in his pocket so he can just fill water in there and be like little swimming pools. Get a big straw.
Does Renard just have like 18 hidden flasks all over his body?
At any given moment.
What's up, KP? How you feeling, man?
So, you guys begin to then move a little closer, further down the pathway. The Raven's still watching very, very closely. And you begin to notice an oddity. Whereas before traveling down the path in the general area, the ground was very wet, very damp. And despite that little drizzle that's still kind of lightly coming down around you, your boots begin to crunch upon the ground.
I'm gonna look down and see why we're suddenly crunching,
So the ground is like super dried up.
or we're stepping on something.
And
And
you
now-
saw
Go ahead. Yeah, the ground itself is you see
Look at that, the lady
Plants.
coming in taking care of you.
moss, things of that nature. They're dead.
They're already dug.
The grass is not as vibrant
That's good.
in patches.
I'm glad to know she's
Some
taking
of
care
it's
of you.
green, some of it's very brown, almost like it was the dead of winter. And now, looking a little more closely, you can see several of the vines on the vineyard, or the grapes and whatnot, are literally dying on the vines.
Ugh, the place has been cursed.
It's being cursed, or knowing that we've got druids. Could be something that they're doing to draw the moisture or kill the land.
Yeah, amounts to the same thing. DM, you said the body back in the cart thingy had a bunch of knives poked into him.
A bunch of tiny holes.
Lacerations, cuts,
Lacerations.
things like that.
Like bird cuts? Or
Or-
tool cuts?
Unfortunately,
Don't
Missy
worry.
did not investigate, and you did not either.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. We're not very far from it. This just occurs to Renard that they're surrounded by birds, and yeah, I'm gonna go look a little closer.
So you start to
Walking.
turn on your heel to head backwards towards it. You notice two swarms of the ravens making their way this direction. Kind of, again, not necessarily trying to cut you off, but kind of like coming towards you, squawking.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe this guy in the cart got poked to death by birds. It's a thought.
Are you saying this thought out loud?
Yeah, that's me speaking.
Okay. Well, that wouldn't make sense, Renard. They're like the family of bird people or something. Look at this amulet. I'll hold up the one I stole from that dead body.
Huh?
Lucy-
What's that?
Lucy,
Ravens are like their totem god. I don't know.
where did you get that necklace?
Off that dead body.
Ugh. Rocky just kind of puts his hand over his face. Why do you
He
two
wasn't
lie
using it.
and steal so much?
It's not like he's gonna use it.
Fair. Let's get to the winery. Obviously, these birds have some sort of direction with us.
Yeah, these birds are probably spies of Strahd based on what everybody has hinted since we've got here.
I think they're spies of the family. Are you guys not picking up what I'm picking up here?
Yeah, bird amulet. But we've been warned that they report back to
Maybe.
Strahd.
She's got a fair point.
I don't know.
Dueling bird families.
Fair.
I think they just work for the family at the winery.
Or what if the pendulum allows protection from the birds?
If so, it's broken.
Either way, I say let's move, and let's move quickly. There's no sense in waiting.
Alright, Stilts, but if we get eaten by birds, I hope they eat you first.
It's fine. I'll take some with me.
Oh,
I'm
You guys go
gonna
again.
turn around and start heading down the path. Let's go.
as you step about midway into here, you guys hear the rustle of the dead vines now, kind of crunching and moving around. And as you guys kind of look to the side, you see a couple of small, inhuman shapes kind of emerging slowly from the vineyard.
How far out?
What kind of inhuman shapes?
This.
Oh, I saw these guys on a movie once. They only say about 3 words.
They're small wooden creatures. They have like splintery outsides and exteriors, and they're kind of like creaking. Their limbs are like crunching and moving, crackling as they're trudging forth through that mist and rain. You see 2 over there on the side of you guys, and now you hear the birds begin to squawk a little more frantically.
I'm gonna just kind of raise my mace and I am Groot.
So you kind of hold your mace up there, and on your left side you see 2 more then emerge from the shadows, kind of making their way up towards you.
Lucia just yelled, "Do you speak?"
I'll whisper to her, say I am Groot.
Shut up, Rock.
Another 2
Brushes it
up
away.
here.
I don't think these are the nice Groots. We need to get moving.
And then 2 more begin to emerge. Not too far from where you guys had just walked a few moments ago. And before you know it, you begin to see more coming in. You count 12, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen? And it's become fairly evident you are now surrounded with whatever these small wooden creatures are. And as they are moving closer to you guys, you
They
can now
can't see the chat. Only I can see the
that
chat.
their talons are sharp and they're kind of reaching out. And now the birds have kind of coalesced. All 3 groups have begun to move together, and now they're all squawking, and they fly ahead of you guys, and then kind of pause here, calling out to you, very directed.
So you said the twig things have sharp claw things?
Yes, they are advancing upon you very slowly through the muck. The ravens now have soared over the top of you guys, kind of calling out and calling in your general direction.
Foxy, I think these things are the ones with the sharp little thingamabobs.
Well, I got sharp thingamabobs too. They come out the tip of my gun.
Let's run.
Yeah, that sounded really bad. Run, run, run. Let's go. Move, move, move. And I'll,
so Rocky, so you staying, Renard, or are you running? Who's going? Who's staying?
They say run. I'm gonna run. I'm a team player today.
Okay.
I'll let them all run ahead of me, and I'll stay in the back of the group for this.
Okay. So the group then begins to rush their way forward there, making their way up. And go ahead.
Not you. Absolutely, I will, KP. Sorry.
So you tear away, make your way through
my mic.
towards the vines. Now you're kind of aiming a beeline, maybe for the building at the center of the yard. You can kind of see the vineyard kind of coming closer to you guys. And above you, the ravens squawk and caw as they circle in the air. and all around you, you can see dark shapes kind of continuing to rise between the fence posts, kind of like their needle-covered forms kind of getting a little bit closer there. I'm going to need everybody to make a acrobatics check. Okay, so as you guys make your way down, a group of them, you had not quite noticed over to the
Oh,
side
you're
there.
fine.
They
As long as I
kind
mute
of
my mic, they
erupt
don't know.
Their fingers, their
It doesn't
talons
really
kind of
interrupt them.
shoot out these pointy, stabby quills, and they kind of come towards you guys there. And let's see. Sorry. And then
What is this? DM
So-
roll until he gets the number he wants?
no. Double click. It's usually your turn to double click. So, Ren and
mean.
Renard take 4 damage, and everyone else takes 2. As these quills just kind of erupt and they shoot, these little splinters just jab into your sides, and kind of some of them kind of poke you in the face, and it's pretty evident now what that poor man had died from.
Food poisoning.
How close are we to getting out of the
Out of
area
range.
versus how close are they getting to us?
It's hard to tell where you're at right this moment because
What's up,
one,
Jose?
you're unfamiliar with the area, and 2, you guys are finding yourself kind of in a bit of a maze now with all of the with the vines and everything kind of going through. The vineyard has clearly been disorganized, put into a chaotic situation.
If anything gets within 10 feet of Lucy, she's setting it on fire.
Okay. And as you guys kind of look over to the side, these things are poking at you. You see the birds kind of calling towards you, and you make your way down. You've kind of gotten out of the general vineyard area, and you see a person kind of motioning towards you guys. He's wearing dark robes, and he's flailing his arms about at you.
What are the ravens doing?
The ravens are heading in his general direction.
Okay, I'll keep following the ravens.
Head towards that.
Sorry, you said one of the twig people are waving their arms?
No. You see a dark robed figure, not right outside of the vineyard, right outside of the vinery and everything here. And he's over there, and he's kind of waving his arms, and he's kind of like attempting to get your attention. You see the ravens kind of beginning to move towards him.
I say we go that way.
Seems to be trying to draw us over, like run this way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You see him motioning and kind of jumping up and down.
Well, let's go.
We'll shift and run toward that guy.
Okay. So as you start to get within earshot, you can hear him calling out, "Hurry, hurry, you fools! Come on, hurry!" And he then kind of turns around and begins to hobble off quickly. You can definitely tell he's an older person now that you're a little bit within distance there. And he's moving as quickly as he can, but he does have a bit of a noticeable limp. And he's carrying a staff, kind of using it as a cane to kind of help move him forward there. So all of you then begin to rush through with the ravens kind of flying overhead, and he's kind of leading you down, and he kind of moves down, and you can see a few more of the creatures kind of moving around back behind you, giving a little bit of a chase. And he stops for a moment, and he indicates, "Go, go, go," and he pushes, pointing in the direction behind him, wanting you all to go past him. And then, as you guys then rush past him, moving closer towards the building, you see him kind of raise his arm, and the swarms of ravens then just swan dive, moving backwards down into this little army of tree people, and they're kind of like squawking at them. And you see now the attention of these creatures has become upon the ravens. You see them begin to try to unload sharp barbs coming from their wooden hands, and the ravens, you see some kind of sailing down, landing onto the ground, and you guys run. Not too far after that, you can hear him behind you. Up there, on the left, in the stables." And he indicates where to go. You guys find yourselves on the outside here, and he quickly motions for you all to make your way around, and you guys find yourselves inside a small stable. And the ravens, you can still hear them calling in the background. And a bit of a battle between ravens and little wooden monsters
What's up, Jose? Good to see you, man.
raging around. You guys listen. You can hear the
Tell Carlos I
water
said, hey, happy
of the
birthday.
rain kind of hitting on the top of the roof there. And after a few moments, the man walks into the small room with all of you. You're all drenched, panting, covered in sweat, rain, a little bit surprised, a little bit shocked at the circumstances that have led you to being now holed up inside of here. He looks at all of you. Oh, yeah.
Where'd you
Oh,
go,
yeah,
Jose?
right.
By the way, you fell off planet Earth.
He kind of looks at all of you. Well,
Hey, thanks for the quick assist, guy.
who the hell are you idiots?
Are you, Davian or cousin of the Inn guy?
His eyes perk up, his wizened beard as he wrings a little bit of water from it. I am Davian Martikov, yes?
Yeah, we got your letter.
I'll step
Spoken
up.
to my cousin?
We're
Yeah.
just sitting here to help save you in this wine and get it back to town.
I see. So you're a group of adventurers he's asked to come this way.
Mm-hmm.
We're a
What
group
makes us
of
safe
people
in the
that-
stables?
Nothing necessarily. I just seem like the first building to run into.
Oh,
Now you guys can see there's a couple of horses in the back. They're kind of like pawing at the ground a little bit, a little surprised at the group of folks that have kind of walked inside of there.
So, Rocky called these things Groots. Are they kind of confined to where they are? Are they coming here? Or?
Twig blights. We've been attacked. Those damn druids.
These druids got against you. Are they just stealing your wine?
He looks at all of you, this time more closely, trying to kind of like get an idea of who you guys kind of are. You don't look like anyone I've ever seen from around here. Where are you strangers from?
Not from around here.
Fox Village.
Does it really matter?
also Fox Village. I think we have more important things on our hands right now.
We're here to take care of business. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Sure. Where to begin? The Kreskovs. This winery, he kind of gestures around it. This winery that the Martikovs are currently, that we are in charge of. We've had it for hundreds of years. Beforehand, a family known as the Kreskovs owned it. They were loyal to Strahd. And he bequeathed this.
Excuse me.
He looks around all of you, just kind of scrutinizes you a little bit, just kind of squints his eyes, just debating on what he should or shouldn't say.
Good, man. How you been, Tice?
This was before Von Zarovich accepted his curse. There were Bateria druids. They served Strahd. They searched in vain for the Raven's totem. They said the gatekeepers had stolen. Well, this winery is protected not only by Strahd, but by these ancient gems that produce fertile and beautiful, glowing soil that allows us to create these wines and keep things flowing. Strahd is very fond of his wines. And so the Martikovs have been charged with keeping the wine flowing from here to there. But these these druids is, I don't know what, they're acting out of spite or out of something else, but they've attacked us. Several of my family members have fled to the outskirts of the woods. He kind of gestures in the general direction. I've been going through here trying to see what I could do. We sent word to my brother. Unfortunately, he was of no assistance. And so we turned to my cousins at the inn. They're a soft sort, not ones to get their hands dirty. And it seems that they still have chosen not to do that, sending you all as well. It's been several days since I sent for that help. This whole winery, the druids have taken over here, and if they find the Raven Totem, there's no telling what they're intending to do with it.
What is the Raven Totem? Do you know?
What kind of car?
I do.
Why would they want it?
Tis not for me to say.
Why
Should
did
be.
you have to ask your family for help? And when you ran out of options, why didn't you just ask Strahd for help?
What does this totem look like?
One question at a time. You have a very good question and a fine mind, young lady. He
I
looks
agree,
at you,
KP.
Lucy.
Or GMC, or Buick, Cadillac,
Let me put it this way.
Ford, Lincoln,
The
or any
Prescott's
pre-owned that we may have had.
were loyal to Strahd. I did not say the Martikars were.
Mm.
And as to what the totem looks like, it's a wooden epitaph carved in a raven, dark and black. It's hidden within the winery, and only myself and a select of the Martikars know.
I don't think
I'm
so,
hoping to
but it's possible.
get back in here and find it, but my movements have been difficult. There's an army of blights moving and being directed by these druids. Listen. Please, I beseech you. Find it. Get rid of these interlopers, so we can get the wine gems put back into here and get the wine flowing again. The land will continue to wither and die if we cannot get things set back as they would.
Oh, did you say the druids took your gems?
Only one of them.
Okay.
The other two were taken for safekeeping.
So there's 3 gems?
There are. The other two, they're safely in the woods. There'll be enough to get the winery moving again. As for the other, it's probably been taken to Yester Hill. But, one thing at a time. We must make sure that the Raven Totem doesn't fall into their hands. Afterwards, we'll figure out the rest.
Do you know where we should search?
Yes. Yes, I do. Cool.
Nope. Where do we go?
The upper floor, one of the druids up there, should have the other gem. Unless, of course, it's been taken to Yester Hill, but I cannot say. As for the totem itself, there's a cellar. Deep below there, you'll find casks. There's a false bottom on the floor.
See you, brother.
We put it there.
I'll let Russ and David know you said hey, by the way. I don't want to interrupt them in the middle of his storytelling.
Pray that it's still there. I would say so, since they're all still meandering around. Right now, we're in the stables. Now, on the outside, he kind of creaks the door open just a little bit, kind of looking around. You'll see a loading dock. Enter there. Make your way inside.
Do you know how many druids are left inside the house, roughly?
2, maybe 3.
All right. I say let's go. Rin, Renard, you guys want to go first? Let's be sneaky and see if we can sneak into the house. A little less attention may do us some good at first.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll send Lucy and Ginger. And then I'll go last since I'm probably the least sneaky of the crew.
One more thing, Davian. Have you had any luck against these creatures? Fighting them?
The little ones, they're not terribly strong. They swarm you. Picked off by themselves, not much of a threat. Just don't get cornered.
Okay. Let's make it happen.
Stay here and stay safe.
We'll be back.
So right now, guys, you should be in a dynamic lighting situation. So what I will do, as far as that goes, you'll be able to...
Davian's beautiful face right next to mine.
You should be able to walk outside. So, for example, with... who's going first?
Lucy will. Whee!
Wait!
Lucy and Rin. Is that who's
Renard
Yep.
and Rin, ideally, or Lucy, either one. I think we only go 2 at a time.
Yeah, if Lucy runs ahead, I'll let her go.
So if you want to move you guys outside. So now that you're outside, you should be able to see more. Can you see?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. So as the two of you begin to emerge out of the
No.
stables there, I need
Matter
you
of
both
fact,
to make a
we
stealth
were
check.
playing in person, and Kingpin was playing with us, matter of fact. And then obviously everything kind of happened, and our group kind of was unable to meet up. I've been busy, and so
Perfect.
some of my
So-
buddies was playing with this group online,
Lucy,
and they
you
asked
start
me
to
to play,
walk
and I was
out
like,
brazenly, just
I'll
kind
play,
of kicking the
and I'll
door
stream
open
it.
almost.
Why not?
Start to go out, and
So
right before
after-
you can take
after a
step
game or
out,
two,
Red
I said,
grabs you
"All right, let's
quickly,
stream
pulls
this,"
you
so.
quickly back
There
up
we
to
go.
him, putting his hand over your mouth, and you see a couple twig blights kind of make their way past the building, headed off towards the path into the darkness. Rin kind of looks at you with a knowing glance, then slowly sending it back down. The two walk up cautiously.
oh,
Probably.
Lucy
you
almost
possibly can.
get caught.
You guys see parked in the loading dock is a wagon with 3 barrels set in braces on the bed. A raised wooden walkway runs along the west, south, and east walls. Through a hole in the ceiling, you can see the wooden arm of a loading crane with ropes and hooks dangling from it. And you can see a staircase right here.
Every so often, we need to probably just take a peek out the door and just see if we can see where they're... You know, I mean, obviously, whenever they went out, we would have left the door cracked so we could kind of watch and make sure they make it.
Right. Yeah, you guys see them going over to the left, heading towards that there. But you can't quite see. You can't see the loading dock. You can't see the wagon from your end. You just know that they're heading that direction towards
Right.
the staircase.
So did you say we could get inside the house through the loading dock? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak over to the stairs.
Okay.
Get out of here, Rocky.
Here's a ringer.
The loading cranes are the ropes for the cranes all the way down, or are they all the way to the top? Can we reach them?
You could if you wanted to. What are you attempting to do?
Attempting to think, it's not working, but I'm trying.
Okay.
If we see them make it over towards the house pretty clean and clear, I'll look at Renard and Ginger. You guys want to go next?
Yeah, I will nod. Move out.
Okay.
So Renard and Ginger make their way out. And now you guys can see Lucy and Ren kind of making their way up these stairs into this wooden walkway. And now, as the two of you make your way over, you can also see that wine cart with the crane and the hooks kind of dangling down from the ceiling. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
If they once I see Ginger and Renard make it, I'll go next.
Okay. Alright. So now you can kind of see what they see, and everyone is just kind of smoothly moving over in this general direction. You can see
Sure.
the staircase leading up. So now, Ren, Lucy, you can see that there is a southern door. It's been forced open, and it's hanging ajar. The locks on it are completely broken.
Is that the only door? Or is there one?
It is the only door that you see that door open there, and technically there is another small door right here that's completely shut.
I'm gonna tap Ren on the shoulder and point at the shut door also. Make sure he notices it.
I'll quietly walk up to the door and just kind of
What's up, Dexter? How you
gently
doing, man?
jiggle the handle, see if the door is unlocked or if we can open it.
Yeah, this game we just started, so
So
there's a
that
lot of
door right there is
storylines still
locked.
going on right now. I got a feeling we're probably going to get ourselves in some hot water here in a minute. So
I'll look at Lucy.
we'll see what
shrug and then
happens.
point
I'm
to
very,
the
very
open
curious to
door
see.
and poke my head up to see what I can
So a
see.
large chunk of D&D is storytelling, telling the story, what's happening, what's going on.
So where this wine cart is, you said it's hanging, so we can just walk under it.
I am,
There's
yeah, I'm
nothing-
still playing. Matter of fact-
the wine cart is sitting there on the ground. The barrels are there, and there's just a crane that's used to move the barrels into it. These are big ones. They're not just like little barrels. These are huge, and so they use they use a rope and pulley mechanism to move them over in from the loading dock into the cart. So the car gets pulled in, the crane moves them over and loads them into the caravan there.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to my friends here and kind of check out the situation.
I'm gonna tap Bernard and point to the shut door. My lock picking.
Give it a go. Bernard will roll up his sleeves, rub his hands together, and select a rickety-looking lockpick.
Yeah, Dexter. There's a long story behind it. We shut SGA down one for a season, but as it sets right now. Planning on bringing it back after this season. Season came around. We had some officers that were busy. I was busy. A lot of stuff that just didn't
very
go.
easily.
So
You're able to
sadly, we shut it down. And
pop it in, and the door actually pushes in.
I had some good buddies that were playing at Omni. They hit me up, asked me to come play, and it was the best landing spot. It was a good place to really get to play some solid war and have a chance to really see kind of what
So as you open it,
I
it
wanted to do
clicks,
and
hitting into something.
pick up some stuff.
Can I tell what it's hitting into? Like something's against the door?
Right. Kind of peek around the corner, you see
But-
something kind of heavy, kind of braced up against it.
Still playing MCOC. Finished Abyss.
Hard
It's
to tell,
100%.
like a shelf maybe. Maybe
All
a
content
barrel.
is basically done. So
Kinda
at this
hard to
point, I'm
see,
waiting
it
on
doesn't crack very
Cyber Weekend to see
I
what
can
I
probably
get.
stick my fingers through, right? And rub it up,
Nice.
see if
I
it's
just
like
jumped to
stone
like
or wood
almost
or what I think
12-7.
it is.
Yeah, that's
12,
fair.
5,
so you kind of
12,
run your
6.
fingers across it, and you feel it's
Something like that.
definitely wood, kind of running over the texture of it.
Pretty sure there's a barrel or something blocking this door.
I mean, by this point, I'm sure we've come up the stairs as well. I mean, if they're stopping and picking locks.
Yeah, you're at this point. You guys have joined, so you're all there watching.
Stilts, I don't know if you want to shove through here or we want to try to find a different way in, but
I
there's a
don't-
big wooden thing in the
I
door.
think anything that's going to cause us making a lot of sound is a bad move. Plus, the
Yeah.
higher up is just going to give us advantage. Let's get to the
We
high
may
ground
wanna
and work
look
down.
around.
What's that?
We may want to look around for another route in.
Yeah.
Oh, there are two doors.
Right. So where you're at right now, there is a door here.
I cannot see hardly anything on this map.
Yeah. So you actually have already you've moved your character past the door. So this is the door that's already ajar. Words.
Okay.
This is the door that you try to go through. So this door is open. So if you walk through this door, guys, you see a ramp right here. It's a turret with a long sloped wooden floor that spirals from the cellar to the upper levels. So scratch marks on it suggest that the barrels are probably rolled up and down this ramp.
Okay.
So you guys can kind of see that. And then there are another 2 set of doors here that are already open leading into this room here.
All right.
So we're able to walk in here, or this is where we cannot?
Yeah, it looks like you can walk into either
We can
one.
walk into.
Yeah, this door is open.
Okay.
So this is the same room that you perceive that maybe you were trying to get through this door here earlier.
Okay. Well,
Is
I'll
this-
take a peek through this door.
Is
This
this like
ramp-
a
the ramp
spiral
keeps going up.
down?
It goes up.
This actually is a ramp
Yeah, it's
that
like the
rolls barrels down.
Oh, okay, so it's only we're on the bottom of the ramp. It doesn't
Yeah,
go
it's,
down.
not a staircase. It's a ramp that's
Nice,
leading
Tice.
up
I just
that,
played a little Call of Duty the
barrels
other
to roll
night. Played
down.
really well. Won a couple
what are
games.
We doing? Are we getting the totem?
We got to go down into the cellar, right? Or go to the 3rd
Right.
floor and find the guy that's got the other stone.
Jim, I think you said the totem was more important. Should we do that first?
Yeah, but if the guys are no longer a threat to take the totem, then shouldn't the totem be safe?
So you just want to kill everyone? I mean, you're pretty good, Rocky, but there are other objectives.
The problem is we still have to find it.
Yeah. I'm guessing we should just keep going down first.
All
if
right.
you want to go up. That's
Let's
the question.
go down. Let's see if we can find the cellar real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are gonna make your way into this room here then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to stop for 1 second. But Lucy, didn't he say if we don't get the stone soon, the guy may retreat to some house on the hills or little house on the prairie or...
Yesterhill, but he said that wasn't as important as the totem.
Well, yeah, but that means we have to go further away. That's more
we-
work for our 100 gold.
Should we split up?
No. It's rules 101.
How do you know that the druids in the house are the only druids?
I don't. But according to him, it seems like there's only been a few of them around.
I think we should get the totem first.
Fine. Let's go find the
Magic
totem.
like that is weird.
Yeah.
The gem he didn't seem too concerned about. He said he had extra.
No, not exactly what he said, but okay. Let's go find this totem. To the cellar.
We could split up.
We're not splitting up.
Horror movie rule number 1.
Exactly. Alright. Let's move to the cellar.
Okay, so
You said this
Okay.
ramp would go down to it, correct?
no, the ramp goes up
Alright, well in
and
that
down.
case.
So okay, so this ramp here is not meant for people. So when you guys, if you're thinking you want to try to go up or down it, you're gonna have to look at it pretty closely. So the way it's designed is that there's a ramp that's spiraling up and down. It's going up to 3 levels. You got the top level and then down to there. And you can see that there are ways to stop the barrels as they kind of move down the ramp there. They kind of have like little ridges kind of helping kind of
Sure.
keep them from going too fast. So it's big enough for the barrels to go through. I mean, like maybe someone like Lucy, or Renard.
you're kind of
could
shaped like a
possibly-
barrel. You could probably go down this.
It only goes up.
It goes down.
I'm sorry, it does actually have a down. It's an up and a down. It's 3 levels. So
Lucy wants to go
technically,
down.
okay.
I think we should split up. And then Lucy starts squeezing her way into the ramp.
I look at Renard. This is how people die. This is how people die in war. This is how it happens. Right here.
I need a break a second though.
Guess we better call the captain.
I can't fit down this little bitty ramp.
No, there's absolutely no way that you could fit down there, Rocky. None.
I guess
And it would be very, very difficult for Ren to even make an attempt at it. You're just too big.
Renard
It's not
can,
meant for those.
so Renard and Ginger probably can.
Renard and Ginger and Lucy, it would be a little tougher for Renard and Ginger since they're not quite as small as Lucy, but they could get on their bellies and squeeze down through it.
Like claustrophobia city.
Yeah.
I'm going to find
Lucy
a way
could
down.
easily scamper up and down it, no problem. She's the right size for it.
Those
But
small barrels go down this thing, clearly. Like it's just barely barrel size.
well, it's again, the barrels can be pretty good sized, but the problem is that the way it's designed is it's designed to the ramp is enclosed enough that like think of it like a 3 or 4 year old child, or maybe even a 6 or 7 year old could fit in there, but they'd have to get like on their knees and kind of slowly shuffle their way towards it. Plus, it's a sloping ramp. Lucy could get down it. You two could possibly get down it. That's what you can kind of tell from your angle there. I mean, it's possible that that Renard and Ginger could make their way down. Lucy could definitely go down it, no problem, or up it.
I feel like going down's easier than going up.
Yeah. Listen, somebody needs to go with her so she doesn't get left out alone. I'll work my way through the rest of the building and try to get my way down there to you.
Ginger will go.
So Ginger's
Okay.
going with
Yeah.
Lucy.
Definitely gonna go too.
Nope, I'm back.
All right, so we got the 3 lollipop kids going down the ramp,
Okay.
and I guess
So
the adults are.
Do you wanna wait here and we can tell you what's down there?
Sure, Lucy.
You know what? Before we go down, I'm gonna go ahead and hook my grapple to something up here and a rope, so that way it's not so difficult to scale back up in case we need to hastily come back.
Good call.
okay. So easily enough, you are able to.
What's up,
spot
Virgil? How you
attach
doing,
the
man?
rope to. Uh,
I know,
So you kinda
I've
attach
been
it,
out.
you
I
kinda dangle it
apologize,
down.
but
so who's going
Hey.
first?
Lucy.
it could be worse. Could be worse. At least we're back
So you
to some degree.
hop onto the ramp and you slowly begin to make your way down it.
How you been, brother?
Lucy is going to cast invisibility on herself,
Okay.
and she will stealth down the ramp.
How long
What?
does invisibility last?
An hour.
She's got invisibility?
And what breaks your? Can you link the ability to me?
Yeah. And as
I think
she
she's
fades away, you'll just see her smile in her eyes in the darkness.
Alice in Wonderland. There's
Okay.
no way. Bard's
you.
already got that? Third
Okay, so
level.
you
She's
attack
got
or do
second
anything
level
other than
spells.
spell. Okay, just want to make sure. Alright, so you disappear from view and you begin to make your way down the ramp. Okay.
Well,
who's
she's
next?
got this. Ooh, fun.
Yes,
Search
Ginger.
spells.
I believe Ginger mentioned being next.
Alright. So, you kind
She
of go over there, you
does.
kind of squat down, now you can kind of see the ramp, and
I get that.
yeah, you push here, you're kind of looking up, kind of double checking. So, you got one or two options. You could either lay on your stomach and kind of pull yourself down, or you could kind of get on your knees and try to walk down that way.
Excuse me.
It slopes fairly sharply, so kind of a gamble to go on your knees, but it depends on how you prefer to try to go down.
We'll belly it.
Okay. All right. So you kind
How you
of
like
start
the
to pull
strike
yourself
force?
in there, and then you suddenly feel your face get a little bit of like fur or a tail or something kind of whacks you in the back of in your eyes, and Lucy's kind of slowed down a little bit, and Lucy, you just kind of feel a goblin face bump into your butt.
Oh.
So you're and
Oh.
Renard, you're kind of watching there, and Ginger's now
So
kind of
terrible.
like paused, like she bumped into something, and you hear a little minor scuffle down in there.
Ginger, get out of my ass.
Well, I can see it.
You're ruining my invisibility.
So after a few moments of straightening around, you, the two of you begin now to move together.
Nice.
This time, you kind of sticking your hand down a little bit as you kind of slide down your belly, trying to make sure not to run into anyone.
My hand on her butt.
Use my
I'll
phone
put
for
my hand
traction.
up on your hip.
Okay. Now, Renard, eventually you see Ginger's booted feet disappear.
Well, since we've got this rope drop down the tunnel to hold on to, I am just gonna lay on my back like it's a slide, hold on to the rope, and just go down, Mission Impossible style.
I'm sure this will end well.
All right. So, after a few moments, Rocky, Ren, you see all three of them have now disappeared from you, and the two of you are now standing there in that room, watching.
Well, Lord knows what's
That
going
didn't go well.
No. You have the Three Stooges going down the slide. That's exactly what you have. Might as well keep your weapons ready. Who knows where any of these guys are at, or what's going on, or the cry we're about to hear from the bottom of the slide. The next part is, if they get caught at the bottom of the slide, we have no way to know where the slide ends or how to get down there just yet. But, no. Let's let a cat shove itself into some little bitty hole that it doesn't need to go into and then get stuck. Great.
Too late now. Might as well just move forward, and I'll step into this room and slowly start to make my way through the room.
Okay, so as you walk into the room they're in, you see that, well, first, before you see anything, your nose catches a rich smell of fermenting wine. It fills a large 2-story chamber. It's dominated by 4 enormous wooden casks, each one 8 feet wide, 12 feet tall. A wooden staircase in the center of the room.
The ladies
climbs
are getting
up to
frisky,
a
I
10-foot
guess. I don't
high
know.
wooden balcony that clings to the south wall.
Touching
There's
each
4
other? I don't
windows
know.
sit atop it, the balcony level. Stacked against the wall underneath the balcony, an old, empty barrel, it says, the Wizard of Wines, burned into their sides. You can then see the balcony climbs another 5 feet as it continues along the west and east walls, ending at doors leading to the winery's upper level. Underneath these side balconies are several doors, some of which hang open, and beneath the sloping roof stretch thick rafters. And now, on glancing around, you can see ravens hanging among them, and they have their eyes trained upon you with great interest. You need... Let's see.
So true. So true.
Okay, let's switch back over to the Lollipop Guild. So, Lucy, you have now almost made your way to the bottom, and you can see light coming in. And so you're almost to the entrance there. You can see light just kind of cascading in. Looks like it from lanterns. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stop and whisper to Ginger, "Wait here," and then I'm gonna creep into the room.
Okay.
Exactly, Virgil. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, freak.
All right, Lucy.
Yippee.
You're now in a spot where only you can see. So as you kind of walk into the room here, you can now see.
What do you think? Should my character and this other fellow see if we can't pick a fight? It's very possible.
Second here.
We're in some other room. Nobody else around to assist us. Could be 2 on who knows what.
So you see wooden
But-
pillars and beams that support this.
Kind of
area.
sounds fun.
You can see a 10-foot high ceiling, and the cellar is ice cold. The temperature has just dropped, just rapidly, and you suddenly feel your fur kind of stand on end a little bit. You see a thinness covering the floor around you. In each half of the cellar, you can see an 8-foot tall wooden partisan that doubles as a wine rack. You can see a western rack standing empty, but the eastern one is half filled with wine bottles from your perspective. and you hear something moving amongst the eastern wine rack, not far from where you are. You hear a gravelly voice, maybe muttering the words of a spell.
Two for.
I'm gonna
I agree.
creep down to the middle of the room.
I guess I should probably see what spells I brought with
Okay.
me today.
So as you kind of walk your way here, you can now see that there are multiple bodies and a humanoid. Looks like perhaps an elf on the other side of this. You can kind of see them through the wine racks, kind of moving about, shuffling about.
Okay. Can I count them? I mean, I can't actually see through the rhymes, right?
Excuse
Do you
me.
mind if
Well, let's see here. Yeah. Isn't dynamic lighting awesome? So, go ahead and make a investigation check. We'll see what you come up with.
Ooh, terrible.
Oh yeah. So, all right, you definitely know that there's at least one elf-looking person,
Okay.
but you see more tree-looking things, much taller than the other ones that you had bumped into, and those, however, you know there's more than one, but the way that they're shuffling, moving about, it's really hard to tell if there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Unsure.
Can I tell what they're doing? You said the one was muttering.
Now that you're a little bit closer,
That's a
you can
great
hear the
question.
elf casting what appears to be some type of spell. But you can make an
Great
Arcana
question.
check to see if you can determine what the spell is.
Ooh. Damn
So
it.
it sounds like gibberish to you, being not a spellcaster yourself, in that particular vein, at least.
Terrible
you're
rolls.
unsure of
9
what
and a
the
7,
spell is.
man. She's killing us.
Uh,
She's supposed to be
do they look
spying.
like they found a totem? Are they holding anything?
So, again, from your perspective, where you're at there, it's really hard to tell. You might want. You're either going to try to need to get closer or go around.
I will walk this way.
Walk this way.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check.
How much she might be? Lord knows.
Okay. So, now that you're a little
Hey, here we
closer,
go. There's a
you
16.
can see
Good for her. She's got this.
one of these guys right here kind of walk around.
We
They
can't
come around
see
and
what she
then
can see.
walk past you.
That's the joys of the online. Is
Not
we
noticing
can't really
you.
metagame. I mean, you can, but you can't. It makes it
And
tough. I can't
you
see
now
what she
in
sees
the
unless
back
I'm
that
there with her.
barrels have been moved around. You
So
can
that's
see
kinda nice.
footprints all over the ground there. And from your perspective as well, you can see up into the hallway, and you can see that there's wine bottles that have been shattered and thrown onto the ground in there. The whole area, now that you're getting a more closer view, looks to be in disarray, as if they've been searching. You also, as you made your way this direction, noticed a door there.
Okay, I think I will go back to Ginger and Bernard in the ramp.
Okay, go and make a stealth check as you go back past the little light.
Oh,
And
that is good
curiosity did
news.
not kill this cat this day.
Oh,
You
dude,
make
it's
your way
about to get
stealthily
bad.
back over to the ramp.
I was afraid she was
And you
going to
find
fail
Ginger
that.
and Renard
She had rolled
waiting
so bad.
patiently.
If she failed that stealth check.
There's some sort of elf mage down there and several
That could have been bad.
tree guys that are bigger than the other ones. I don't think they found the totem yet, but they're probably getting close. Hello?
So,
So this is the joys. I can mute my mic. I can talk to you guys. Talk about the game.
seems like we probably want to go back and unite with our friends before we engage these guys.
Not metagame. Try not
Yeah,
to
we need
cheat
our big
with know
guns.
what I know. So.
Or we could set him on fire. What?
Or
Oh,
we could
Just catch him on fire.
sure. I did see a doorway down there and some stairs at the end of the hall, so there's definitely other ways down there.
Was there anybody, if we went to the end of this chute, was there anything between us and that door? Anybody that might see us?
There's one guy walking around, one tree guy.
I mean, it might be interesting if we were going to attack these guys that our friends could come from that door and we could come from here and maybe have some flank them with some element of surprise. We could always try. I don't know. We can go back. We can reunite with our friends, or we
I got
can
a
just try
great
to stay
idea.
put and wait for our friends to show up.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in them. Why don't you, Renard, go back up and we'll wait down here? Ginger?
Got my game plan.
Sure.
Or we can hop.
Works for me, as long as you swear to me on something that you will stay put. You don't do anything until we do something. You know what? Why don't you go back and get Rocky and Ren?
I'm kind of invisible still, although that could be funny. But I don't think I can get by you in this ramp.
How long does this invisibility last you got going on?
That would be correct, yeah. There's no way for her to get past you guys.
Almost an hour. I don't know. What's it been like?
It's a while.
About 15 minutes, not too bad.
Alright. You stay put. I'll look over at Ginger, and you make her stay put. And I'll go get the other guy. You don't carry any sleeping darts? Anyway, he starts to climb back up. That was kind of a joke, possibly.
Okay.
Secretly hoping that she has some.
Meanwhile, alright, so Ren, Rocky, you guys have entered into the large
About to go down.
room with the fermentation vats. You guys have just noticed that there are ravens perched up in the rafters, all kind of looking at you with intent.
How big are these barrels?
Big, like huge, like very, very big. They are talking like 8 feet wide, 12 feet tall. These things are massive.
So these aren't the ones that roll down the ramp then?
No, this is where the people jump inside and jump on the grapes until they turn into,
Yeah, but the
grape
small
juice.
barrels that line the wall,
Mm-hmm.
how big are those?
How big are those?
Yeah.
They're about the size of like a.
Do they go down the
3 or 4-year-old
ramp?
Child.
These are the ones that go down the ramp, correct?
Yes, the ones on the side of the walls are ones that are ramps.
Okay. Gotcha. Check. That's what I need to know. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So anyway, there you guys are. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna continue scouting the room till I find a entrance or another open door.
So you move further into the room there, and you hear balcony creaking from above you. And you kind of drawing your eye up over to it. You see a wild-looking figure hunched over the westernmost cask. They're pouring a flask of some type of thick syrup into it. And you can see that whoever it is a woman. She's wearing a gown made of animal skins, a headdress of goat horns. And her hair is long and unkempt.
Oh. Sounds like somebody needs her fashion sense beat into her. Okay.
You see a skitter of something going across, making their way this direction. And Rocky, to your side there, you also notice in the vat, small wooden hand reaches its up, climbing up, before popping out of the vat covered in what appears to be grape juice and wine, and it kind of lands there. And you see those 2 twig blights kind of now staring up at the two of you, and they're, these things are barely as tall as your knees, and they are looking at you with these, they don't have any eyes that you can see, but these dark, almost like a pumpkin, the way the pumpkin's carved,
Sure.
with those dark eyes. They're just staring up at you, and you kind of hear a little bit of cackling up there on top of the walkway, and the ravens kind of flutter about as she cackles, and she looks down and she sees the two of you. Well, look what the cat's dragging. Or perhaps the raven, and she kind of cackles to herself again, looking at the ravens as they kind of squawk and they're going around. And she kind of hisses at them a little bit, and she walks over close to the, right about here, up on the balcony. She's up above you guys, and she's looking down at you. So, what business do you have here at this winery? Are you here to help the Markovs? Perhaps help Strahd? Are you here for your own devices? Think carefully, answer quickly.
Was today not the wine tasting event? I'm so confused.
She cackles again in spite of herself, enjoying it. You see a play of a little bit of a curl, of a smile. You are a funny one. I could see myself liking someone like you. I'll tell you what.
I don't blame you.
I'll tell you what. You turn and leave, and I'll pretend you never came in.
Wait a minute. Is that one of these little tree jokes, like turn a leaf, and we pretend something else? Was that what you were trying to do?
Careful, jokes will only get you so far.
I was just asking. Ren, have you ever seen what happens to twigs?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You ever seen what happens to twigs? They break.
Is the twig...
and with that, I'm going to swing on this twig, Blight, right in front of me.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack. Okay. All right. That is a very nicely put hit. So you take your weapon and you just kind of raise it up, slamming it forward, and you pound the little twig right into the ground. It smashes into 100 pieces as you crush it into the ground with a single stroke. Let's
Sorry.
roll initiative in just a moment. Let's open up the tracker.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, neat. Chuck one
Can
kill
I
up
see
for me
the
tonight.
druid lady from where I am?
She's standing at the balcony at the top of it, so yes, you can see her. This
Like,
is open
right about
here.
here?
Can you not see her at all? Here she is. She's right there. Can you see her? She's right there.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, go ahead and roll initiative, you two. Oh my god.
Freaking A.
Alright.
Unfreaking believable. I wanted that. I wanted to go last anyway.
Okay, Ren?
My initiative button's not popping up.
Oh, that's weird. So, go
You
into
see
your...
your token selected.
Yeah, I'll just go to my character sheet and do
Yeah, you can just do it for your character sheet.
There you go.
And that's a much better roll there.
There you go.
Okay, so... Ren, you're first.
He did.
Okay.
She was all like, "Oh, if you don't
So-
leave, whammo."
I really want to get to that chick. Is there any way for me to get by her without taking attack of opportunity from that twig blight?
No.
Don't you have a bow?
Yeah, but
He's not very good at bows.
I'm not very good at bows, and I get extra attacks when I attack my first round.
It's on you, but you gotta do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my bow and fire at the woman.
Okay.
So with Dread Ambush here,
Okay.
I get
Exactly.
to attack once.
My guy looks kind of like Korg, really. He's kind of a so the
So
guy that
you-
I'm playing is a Goliath, so they're kind of like a rocky,
That attack hits or takes an extra 1d8 of the weapon's damage.
a
strength.
tall, rocky,
Start your first combat
skin
roll, so
like
plus 10, plus the limit strength.
character. So it's a big,
Okay, so you're
big
attacking with your
Korg
bow,
looking guy, kind of.
and it's a 22 to hit, so that is definitely a hit. So do 9 piercing damage, and then so
Then I make an extra attack, and then it's the 1d8, correct?
yes, that's what I am reading. Yep.
Alright. So I'll make my extra attack. Crit fail. Awesome.
Okay, so you're moving fairly quickly. You grab your bow, and whew, she's not prepared. Your arrow sings true, and it catches her, piercing her in the side of her shoulder there, and she kind of like howls out a little bit. She kind of grips it, and she kind of grabs the arrow there and kind of rips it out of her flesh, kind of seeing a little bit of blood spatter, and you're like, oh, jeez, damn. And you notch an arrow again and start to pull back on it, and you let loose. And as you do so, your bowstring snaps, pulling back too hard. It's been a while since you've wound and tuned your bow. It's not typically your weapon of choice, as your blades are currently sheathed at your
Russ?
side. And your arrow goes and sails harmlessly past her, with you being held with a string hanging off your bow.
I don't know that he makes 2 attacks, so
Well, it says if the attack hits, the target takes an extra 1d8. Oh.
if the first hit hits, it is an automatic additional die.
So he should have. Okay, so what he should have done is roll just a d8.
Correct.
Okay, so just all right. Back up then. I read that wrong. Apologies.
Well, that's how I read it. I mean, don't
roll
you?
1d8. What's that?
That's how I read it. If you take an
Yeah.
attack and it hits, as an
It hits,
addition.
the target takes an extra 1d8 damage. You're right.
Yep. Okay, good.
You are correct. I looked at it wrong. So go
Okay,
ahead and roll. Just roll a
roll a
d8. Yeah, it's not an extra attack. It's just an extra d8 of damage. Okay, so you do an extra 6 damage. All right. So one arrow, it bites deep enough. She kind of howls out a little bit, but she's still standing. She's still looking at you guys with cold, hatred-looking eyes, hatred in her eyes, and she kind of just calls out, "Get them!" So, with that,
If you take the attack action
I
on
want
that
to
turn,
move
you
forward
make one
can I
additional
use my
weapon attack
bonus action
as part
to-
of that action.
With my offhand, draw my offhand sword and take a swing at this little twig.
you could draw it, but you wouldn't be able to make an attack because you've just switched from using a bow to a sheathed weapon. So you, unfortunately, in this situation, you wouldn't be able to do that. But you can pull it out and have it ready for your next attack.
Okay, so
Is-
I will.
After you shoot the bow, I'll just yell, "You focus on her, and I'll keep these twigs off of you."
I'll just stay where I am. I'm not gonna move that.
Okay. All right. This twig right here comes at you then and attacks. All right.
I did switch weapons with my bonus action though.
Right. Yep. No problem. So.
Colossus Minorish. Let's see. Let's hope we can kill some
All
stuff
right.
here.
That is a critical hit.
No.
So, with a nat 20, so you will take 7 piercing damage as it reaches out and its claws kind of extend out and they just kind of poke into you, just ripping into your side.
That's not good.
This little thing is small, but it packs a punch.
That's not good.
And then over on the other side of the room, you see 3 more twig blights drop down into the room from the balcony. Each of them just kind of coming down like here. But their actions are held. Then
Let's see if this works for
Druid
everyone.
looks at you guys, and she speaks a word in the language of magic, and you see her skin begin to harden, kind of taking almost a wooden-like appearance briefly as this magic kind of coalesces around her body and then settles out. And then, looking down at you, moment. Okay, so with that, she then casts another spell, kind of reaching into her side pouch, kind of pulling out this length of vine, and she kind of whips it forward at you. And she casts this ability. I'll let you guys go ahead and see. So a long vine-like whip covered in thorns lashes out at her command. Creatures just striking at you. So, I'm going to make an attack roll here.
Can she cast 2 times in one round?
She can with a bonus action on the other ability. That ability there is a Thorn Whip is a cantrip, and the other spell was a bonus action.
I get you. So the other spell was a bonus action?
Well, a bonus. It's her turn. She can take a bonus action and cast a spell the way that this particular druid is set up.
Okay, interesting.
So that is a 17, and
I don't believe you. DM's lying. He's
see,
cheating me.
Double check her strength mod. Okay, no, 17. Does that hit?
Time to leave him
Turn
to
to me.
Yes, she's attacking you with a Thorn Whip.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna have to heal
and you
him.
will take 3 piercing damage. Okay. It is now your turn, Rocky.
Oh. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Well, let's do this. That was weird. Did you do that?
Yeah, I'm adjusting the
Oh,
turn tracker.
gotcha.
So,
Um. All right, I'll go ahead and cast. Well, here, let's do it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast as a bonus action. I'll go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on Ren,
okay.
which is basically +2 AC for Ren. And then I'm going to go ahead and move up and swing on the Twig Blight.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Did that not come through? Let's try this again. There you go.
Okay. It's a hit, and once again, this gang erupts in a shower of splinters and crushes beneath your attack.
Ren, you've got to take her out. I'll take care of these guys and keep them off of you.
Okay. Top of the round, Ren, it is your turn.
Alright, so now I'm going to make my way up to her, and then take a swing at her with my sword.
The old scimitar of the bog.
The bog.
So your sword flashes out, striking, and you hit right into her flesh. No question. You're fast, you're agile, you're quick, and she is not old, but not somebody that should easily be able to dodge out of your way. Your blade hits into her flesh, and immediately it's like you just ran it into, well, like a tree trunk. Just clunk. You hear a thud as it kind of digs into her flesh, but doesn't actually pierce. That is a miss.
I'm gonna come after her with my bonus attack now.
Okay, go ahead. Oof. And your other weapon sings around, and she kind of, this time, raises her forearm up in a blocking mech, blocking mechanism there, and your sword kind of like clink, just kind of reverberates, kind of clinking into her arms. And again, drawing just the most minimal amount of blood, but not piercing into the soft flesh like you'd expect.
Oh yeah, I plan on burning this broad down. We're bringing the pain.
That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Poor Ren's sick, man. You can hear it too.
Okay. So this twig blight here is going to move up, and I'm going to move the dead one here so we can actually see. It's going to move up, and it's going to attack Rocky.
Let's go.
All right, Rocky does a 19 hit.
Yep.
Okay, you'll take 3 piercing damage.
Nice.
How painful. All right. This twig blight moves up and makes a move on Ren. Got loaded dice tonight, guys. Ren, you take 3 piercing damage.
Pretty sure you're cheating.
I am absolutely not. I swear to you.
Your dice is programmed to only roll 19 to 20. We see how
He
it
did
is.
tell me he wanted to kill someone tonight.
Yeah, first time we go live.
I've been looking for some trouble.
Oh, what are we gonna do? How should we start the live view of it? Oh, let's kill somebody tonight. That's
Well, we've got to have somebody die,
Uh-huh.
so that the other twig blight moves into play and then holds his action.
All
And
good
then
TV
it
shows
is
start
the
with the death.
druid's turn. Okay.
He's cheap. Loaded. All right, brother, be good. It's good seeing you again, man. Thanks for coming in. Come in, hang out, chat. I'll tell you what's going on with the game, and as you can tell, once the action starts picking up, it'll be a little bit smoother. Right now, we're just starting the game, so a large chunk of this is getting to find out about our characters, who they are,
Okay.
and get the adventure starting to roll. Plus, I plan on having some unique ways for the viewers to interact with the game. That's the plan, so we'll see.
Okay, so she kind of takes her fingers and begins to kind of like fold them around, and she looks at you there, Ren, and she kind of grins at you. You could see that some of her teeth are missing now, and she begins to channel this lightning energy, and she then pushes it out in a thunderous, forceful wave coming towards you. I need you to make a, let's see here, Constitution saving throw, please.
I'd like to use my reaction,
Okay.
cast Absorb Elements.
Spellcaster remove the incoming energy, lessening its effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you melee attack your next turn, do 1d6 damage with the trigger type and the spell ends. Nice. Very well played. Okay, so go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw then, please. Okay, so you definitely saved.
That was huge.
That was awesome. And you have resistance as well. So,
I'm
Well-
dying. I have to do something.
so you're only
Well
going
played.
to take
Very well played.
2 thunder damage. Now, or lightning damage, I should say. So you'll take 2 damage. Now, what's going to happen though is the way that spell is designed is it's actually going to knock you away 10 feet. So essentially, she boom throws it through, and as you go backwards, you actually crush into the twig blight behind you, hitting it so hard it actually shatters into wooden pieces, and then laying down in a pile. And you're kind of like down here. This twig blight here kind of narrowly dodges out of the way before you strike it, and you kind of land down there. With your resistance, though, rather than laying prone, you're now kind of like into a crouch, and kind of, you're ready to get back up in a moment. So, nice move. Good save.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to see you, Virgil.
Rocky, your move.
All right, well, let's go. This bonus action, swing on the twig blight in front of me.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, again, smashing it, just crushing it into 100 pieces. No problem.
And then I'm going to try
Creature
to...
falls easily below you.
I'm going to move up and swing on this druid.
Okay.
Sorry, it would have been the 19, but either way.
That's all right. That's a hit. So, so your warhammer comes out, and you let out a battle cry. And as it sails down, she attempts to stick her arms up once again, attempting to ward off your blow. But unfortunately, her bark-like flesh is unable to prevent this from doing a significant amount of damage. It hits her hard, and you actually hear a small cracking sound. You're pretty sure you just broke her arm.
Yeah. Good.
Well struck. Now, at this point, Renard, you have made your way back up into the main area here, and you can hear the sounds of fight. It is your move, sir.
How far away does it sound like this fight is from me?
Right into the doorway next by. As you come up there, you can hear fighting, shouting, you can hear all manner of sounds, cackling. You kind of started to hear a little bit of it as you got closer to the exit there.
So I will draw my gun and I'll run in and I'll find somewhere to take some quick cover where I can see what's going on, but also be relatively asset.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So as you walk in, you see numerous pieces of wood of various shapes and sizes smashed and beaten to the ground. You kind of run around this large barrel here, and now you can see that Ren is kind of been pushed up against the wall. He's kind of on his knees, and you can see Rocky is over there swinging his weapon at something or other, not too far from him.
So I don't really see anything that I can safely fire at from here?
From your spot right here, you can, you know what, make a perception check. Let's see what you can kind of see there. It's going to be tricky. You can catch just the glimpse of a robe or a cloak or something up on the top of the balcony area above that staircase, but you're just not close enough to be able to get a good beat on whatever it is. You do have 5, 10, 15, 20. You could get a little closer potentially. It wouldn't necessarily give you much more view, but it would get you closer to the fight. 2 more spaces, about what you got movement-wise left, if you want to, or you can hold action there.
What's up, Afara? Good to see you, man.
Busy, so you said
well.
these big
Busy,
black
but
columns where the dynamic lighting is, those are big barrels?
Yes, they are large barrels.
Okay. Well, I will just move up to this barrel where I have, where I still have some cover, I guess.
Sure.
Hope you're doing well as well, man.
See you.
Okay. So I will
Glad to finally see
hang
you.
out there for now. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do.
It's good to be back
on this
around,
turn.
man.
I guess hold action.
Okay, so now on your side, Renard, as you kind of move to there and hold, you now see another twig blight kind of up here perched on the on this barrel here. It's kind of been moving its way over. You can see it now.
I really can't see much on this map at all.
Yeah, the dynamic lighting kind of makes it a little more obscure in these things like that. What I may try to do is make the maps a little bigger next time around, so we'll see what we can do. But you do notice movement, and you can see this is a balcony right here, and so you see one of those little twig blights kind of walking along the top of it as you end your action right around here. You end your movement there. You're just going to catch it out of the corner of your eye. Nothing, again, that you're ready necessarily to fight, but you notice it.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right.
Oh, my
Going back
legs.
to the top of the round. Is your turn, Ren.
I want to use my bonus action to
Nope,
attack
totally
that
understand
twig
that,
there.
Afar.
Which twig?
Totally
Oh,
get
the one
that.
that's... Okay, yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, one still standing.
Yep, I see it. All right. Yep, no problem, brother. You just slash out. You carve that thing in two, and it goes sailing against the wall there, easily destroying it.
Alright, then I'm gonna use my main action to
cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Awesome. Alright. So you kind of reach out and touch yourself, and the holy magic just envelops you, and your wounds begin to slowly close up, and you can finally catch your breath.
Because I'm hurting already.
Just make sure you're monitoring your spell slots and everything, guys.
Get hit hard.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. So, let's see here. This is now the druid's turn. And she is going to attempt to thorn whip you again. There, Rocky. So she takes that same whip that she'd been using earlier and she lashes out at you. And I shall roll the d20. See, I told you my dice were completely loaded tonight.
Uh-huh.
We both know that 8 doesn't hit. So she kind of lashes out and swings at you, the thorn whip kind of rushing out towards you. But you quickly flip up your warhammer, kind of battering it to the side, and the length of whip kind of flashed from her hand before crashing down onto the floor. And she kind of takes a couple steps backwards there, trying to keep from getting attacked. Kind of moving over to the side there, up onto the balcony a little ways. And Rocky, it's your turn.
Well, she moved out of my attack. Wouldn't she receive attack of opportunity?
Well, your position is there, and her position was here.
Well, that's only because I didn't. I thought she was here on the map. I would have had to be in range to
I
hit
thought
her.
you attacked and moved backwards a little bit.
No, I would have been right in her face.
Sure, you can make an attack of opportunity. That's fine.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Go ahead if you want to roll it. Okay, that is a miss. So as she begins to move backwards there, you try to kind of go up the stairs to kind of catch after. And as you do, you notice the other twig blight kind of moving up to the side there on the right. It catches your eye, throws off your balance just a little bit, and she skirts over out of your direction there.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and move up and let's swing on her.
Okay. Go ahead.
First one of 14.
So it cracks out, and once again, her arms kind of like she blazes up to it. She's going to block and shield, and it kind of cracks into her arms there. But this time, your warhammer is reverberated, like as if it like hit a wall or something. It kind of pulls back a little bit, kind of vibrating in your hands.
Swing again.
Okay, and you kind of cricket around to the back of your head, going in for another swing. Wham! And once again, wham! The weapon just reverberates, hitting onto her as she's kind of like balling herself up, taking your attack straight on. The wooden bark-like skin protecting her from being damaged by your warhammer.
Okay.
Renard, your turn.
Okay, you said I saw something moving in the balcony in front of me, this twig.
Yep. You can
I'm
now
gonna
see
move
it.
up here between the two columns. It won't let me leave my token there, but you know what I mean? Right between them,
Yeah,
where I cover on both sides.
no problem.
Have a good shot at it from there.
Yeah, you can see it. It's up on the balcony there, so you got a clean shot.
All right, here we go.
So at this point now, yeah, that's a hit. So your gun just blows it apart. Rocky, you notice to your immediate right, you see an explosion of wood and chips just kind of flying in the area there as a bullet whizzes through it, killing it. And now you can see down there, you can see Renard in between the two barrels from your position up on the balcony.
Yeah, and you guys were afraid we wouldn't wait on you.
Well, it's not exactly how this happened.
Yeah, sneaking off to have all the fun. See how it is.
All right, Ren, your move.
If I move up to here, can I make attacks on her? Or is Rocky in the way?
He's in the way. You can use your bow, but you can't use your weapons.
Unfortunate.
Your blades.
Well, I guess I'll stay down here. And I will fire a shot with my bow.
Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, your next attack. Wait,
It's melee attack.
melee. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a 13. That's a big old miss.
So your arrow whizzes out and embeds itself in her bark-like arms, sticking out but doing no damage.
And I will end my turn with that.
Okay.
What's up, Jedi? Good to
Alright,
see you, man.
It's the druid's turn.
Yeah, Farah.
And the druid.
So we disbanded SGA1 for this season, and in the middle of this, I was debating on where to go, and some of the guys that I knew was playing
Let's do
was
Thunderwave again.
at
So
Ami,
she
and
reaches in.
so of
delving
all the
into her
places to
magic
go,
well, and she
it wasn't my number one
lashes
pick.
out,
But
casting this
I had some good
thunderous
teammates of mine
wave
that went
again,
there,
this time
and
directed at you, Rocky. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
con save.
Okay, that is unfortunately a fail.
Ooh, that is not
So-
good news. Not good news.
You'll take 13 lightning damage, and you'll be knocked back this way. So as it hits you, it rips into you, knocking you for a loop. You crash into some of the barrels there, and while it looks like you're on top of Renard, Renard's actually below you. So you just kind of like land into the barrels there, kind of like on your back. It's all shattered about. The ravens above the rafters are floating all around. You're now covered in wine, and yeah, not the best thing.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll my Stone's Endurance.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's a die 12 plus my con. What a shitty roll.
So you'll take 2 less damage.
No, 5.
5. Okay.
Get to have
Oh,
my
sure,
con.
plus your con. Sure.
So it was 12, 13 originally. Okay.
So 8.
Okay.
Okay, so Ginger and Lucy down in there. At this point, the sounds of battle have begun to echo, and you guys can actually hear it from your position there. If you want, you can attempt to maybe move up. It will take you at least a round or two to get up there, or you can hold your positions.
Ginger, what should we do?
Sounds like we're missing out on a fight.
Why don't you go up and see, and I'll wait here. And just curls into a ball, her eyes half closing.
Okay.
Daryl,
I guess
who?
we'll go up.
Okay. So you'll start making your way back up, kind of
The closing.
using the rope that Renard had left there. You're able to use that to help kind of roll onto your back and begin to pull yourself back up the ramp. So it'll take you just a little bit to get up there, though. All right. So with that, it is now Rocky's turn. You'll have to use your movement to get up, though.
Fair enough. All right, I'll stand and then I'll just look at her. Wrong. And when she casts that spell, is she talking when she's casting that?
Let me double check. Yes, when she does speak, she is speaking a word of command and magic.
Right. So she's talking when she's casting that spell.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The
Okay.
things. Hold on.
Good.
That was just my question. All right, let's do
Oh.
this. We'll go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on her.
Okay.
So, range spell attack. So, what is that? I guess just roll a dex on that. I don't know if I got a spell attack slot here.
What does Guiding Bolt do? Hang on.
Or, hold on.
Put up.
So spell attack bonus is 3, so it'd be off of Dex. So I should just roll Dex, I guess, and then go.
I can see it now. Flash of light streaks towards a creature of your choice in range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 46 radiant damage.
So it'd just be Dex plus. Well, no, it'd be a die 20 plus. Never mind, I know what I'm doing. Jesus.
Okay. No
Sorry.
worries. Good.
So 14 plus, so 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right, 4 die 6.
Nice.
So I get up from my spot and I look at her. Wrong choice. And I'll turn around and cast Guiding Bolt and fire it across the room at her and smash her in the head with it.
Okay.
That's it.
12 damage. So your guiding bolt just sails out of your hand there, ripping into her, doing a substantial amount of damage. You can see as you kind of return the favor, it knocks her for a loop, kind of sending her into the barrels. They're kind of going head over head, and she kind of lands about here on top of them, and she's kind of laying back, and you hear her kind of moaning a little bit. And you see, you notice now her bark-like flesh begins to supersede and takes on a more of its pinkish, elvish tones that it should be.
Yeah.
Renard, it is your turn.
Is there anybody else in the room other than just her? Any other enemies?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
What's up,
So
Tree?
Rocky is just standing pretty much like right beside me.
No, Rocky is on a balcony above you. You cannot see him, and nor do you know what he's fighting.
And so I don't see her.
No, you know he's up there fighting somebody. You just don't know who or what.
Good to see you, brother,
So
man.
what's the way up to the balcony? Is there stairs or ladder or something?
Yeah, there's a staircase like right here.
It's in the middle.
Okay, so I'll just move my movement speed, which is 35, however far I can get toward where they are.
So as you kind of run up the stairs now, you kind of look to your right, look to your left. You see Rocky standing there. He appears to have just cast some type of magical energy. There's actually a little trail of it just still kind of floating in the air, and you can see this druid, this woman that's all covered in animal skins and furs, and she's laying kind of prone with her back onto these barrels and stuff.
Okay, I'm just gonna watch. He seems to have things under control. There's nobody up here except him and her, so right? I'll just check.
No. I'll look at Renard. She spilt wine. I am soaked in it.
She's a monster.
Alright, Ginger, you have now made it up into the room here, and you're going to be able to move forward as you up to 30 spaces, or 30 feet. So you could get into the room where the action sounds like it's coming from. 1, 2, 6. You can get to here on either side of this barrel. So what are you thinking?
Dynamic lighting thing sucks.
Yeah.
Cannot see crap.
And the problem is it's not really necessarily true line of sight because, like, you can see over the barrels, but you can't see in the game.
I agree. Like, on the barrels themselves, I thought about climbing up on one. I don't know if you can or not, like, how realistic that is, but if you're on them, you can't see anything. It's very odd.
It is.
Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic the way that they've built this into Roll20. It's more useful for larger maps. So I get the idea behind it, though. They're trying to make it to where you can't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to give you true line of sight, which is good. It's just you can't see up, which is the problem. So,
Right.
Anyway.
Two level fight makes it a little more tricky right now.
Yeah.
Where you told me to move to?
You could move to either side of that barrel, your choice.
Well, I mean, I can't see anything, so
You wouldn't know what side to go, so pick one and go.
I'm there.
Okay. So you kind of move over to that side there. You can see Ren over there at the bottom of the stairs. There's large vats for fermenting wine that you kind of walked around, and you can also now see up on the edge there, you can see Renard at the top of the stairs, and you can hear just a general shouting and talking up there as well. Something about spilled wine.
Just hold action.
Okay. And just to let you know, in case you guys are ever in a situation where you can make 2 movement actions, like kind of dash. So if you ever wanted to, move double spaces, you could do that for your turn. It's always a possibility. So just keep that in mind in the future if you're ever trying to get away, get somewhere quick or whatever. Okay, Ren, it's your move.
Okay. Can I reach her with my normal movement speed?
1, 2, 3.
He's so sick,
Yes, you
man.
can get up there, too.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way up to her,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack.
You have advantage.
Good. Attack with my sword.
Okay, that's definitely a hit.
And then
Do your bonus action.
absorb elements will trigger, which
Okay,
will take an extra 1d6.
Roll it. Okay. Alright, how you want to do it?
I'm just gonna run up to her, and my blade's still crackling with lightning. Just bring it right down on her head.
So your blade, charged with that electric energy that she gave you earlier, she kind of still dazed, a little confused, and she sees this crackling scimitar just embed itself straight into her face, just going right in through nose,
She's
jaw, bone, going straight into the ground, impaling it into the barrel. And
And I'll look at her and go, I think my thunderclap was better.
Nice.
you hear her dying gasp.
And then I'll look at Rocky. Can we not kick the hornet's nest when it's 2 out of the 5 of us next time, please?
You were supposed to kill the other one next to you whenever I said, do you know what happens to twigs? I really thought you would catch on. What happens to twigs? Oh, twigs break. Whammo. I just, it would have put us in a much better spot. I don't want to take and blame you. I'm not saying it's necessarily your fault. I'm just saying that had you caught the wind of what I was saying, we would have been in a better spot off the get-go. I mean, I did my part. I'm just saying, there's a lot of twigs that happened because of my mace. We might call my mace the toothpick maker from now on. I'm just saying, though, had you done what you were supposed to do, maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have been hurt so much.
Next time, you stand at the front to kick the hornet's nest, and I'll be at the back provoking the bad guys.
You think?
You know, I don't want to interrupt your super interesting debate about what happens to twigs, but Lucy's by herself. There's a bunch of bad guys.
Where?
Downstairs, all the way down, where the cat is alone, or at least with Ginger potentially. There's more of these druids and trees and such.
And at this point, as you guys kind of look around, you see Ginger walking up towards you guys as she notices you guys are up on the balcony.
All right. So they're down at the bottom of this ramp?
Bottom of the ramp. You got it.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully she's still alive, but yeah, it's Lucy. We should probably go see what's going on.
Just out of curiosity, is there another way? Did you guys see the other entrance?
Yeah, there's another door down there. We initially thought about waiting there for maybe you guys to come in the door and we would sort of flank them, but it didn't work out that way.
While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to walk over and check her to see if she's got the other stone thing that we're looking for.
Okay, so you're going to go over and take a look at her and see what she's got.
Yep.
All right. So you search her and you find that she has was holding onto a quarterstaff, just a basic one as far as that goes. And upon inspecting her, you do find, let's see here, what do you call it? Oh, you find a healing potion on her.
Okay.
But you do not see the gem, or what you perceive to be the gem. And this is just a regular potion of healing.
Okay.
Okay, so she did have that on her, which is always nice.
Yeah. All right. No stone. All right. So you say this downstairs is pretty packed, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see it with my own eyes because we couldn't all really fit down the tunnel, but Lucy said there's several of these tree guys and another druid downstairs.
I got an idea, but we need to find the rest of the way downstairs first. Somebody, can you guys get Lucy? Can we get her up here?
Yeah, Ginger seems to enjoy climbing up and down that tunnel. Don't you, Ginge?
Yeah, whatever.
All right. If you can get the cat, I've got a couple ideas. But we need to find out how do we get everybody to this basement first.
I'll look at Rocky. Does it involve lighting one of these barrels on fire and rolling it down the hill?
You may be pretty close. Shh. I have ideas. Great ideas.
So as Rocky kind of looks at you all with a mischievous eye raise and a grin on his face, all three of you kind of look at him, not quite sure what to expect, not sure if you're wanting to expect it, but hey, it's coming whether you like it or not. And with that, I believe we will bring this adventure to a close for the evening.
Okay. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, he's gonna Trojan horse us all down there. We're all gonna stuff ourselves in a barrel and then roll it down.
No. I got a cooler idea than that.
I vote we light the barrel on fire, roll it down, wait for it to go kaboom, and then clean up the leftovers. Because that last fight hurt.
I got a couple ideas. Can't tell them that do no fun, and it ruins it for the viewers. But I will say I've got a fun one lined up now.
Well, I will agree. I definitely enjoyed seeing all of that right there. I was worried about you guys for a second.
I was worried about us for a second too. I was one sniffle away from dying.
Looks like you have to wait till next week to kill
I
someone.
mean, you usually are, right?
But it's somehow I'm on the front line and I'm taking the heat, the majority of the attacks.
Yeah, Rin's our tank for some reason.
D&D 101s, don't split the party.
That was your fault.
I mean, we already talked about it. Do you play to win the game or to do what your characters would do?
Exactly. We played it right. It made it
Yeah.
fun.
You guys did awesome. It was exactly the way it should have been. You just had you just had a couple of curious Joes wandering around.
We have a drunk fox, a cat with ADD, a ranger who's apparently the tank.
The
And
cleric
the cleric-
is more interested in slinging hammers than in slinging heels.
The cleric who doesn't heal just
Time
insults
out!
everybody.
Time
and
out.
kills people.
War cleric. Time out. War cleric. Cleric of war.
Our
Not.
cleric still heal. I have one heal. It's gone now.
That's not my
So
fault. You should have killed things faster.
I
A war cleric believes in healing after the battle's done, after you win.
I like how Rocky can't take criticism.
Rocky,
Good night.
Rocky said everything dies, and he was right.
I have a feeling Run's not going to make it through this particular campaign.
Well, should have swung better. That's all I can say. It's your fault. Look, I gave you +2 to your armor class. I don't know what more you want from a cleric, okay? What do you what? Some heals?
The heals, yes.
Well, the problem
Or
is
the war cleric that's in heavy plate at the front.
you were the one who moved up. I don't know what to tell you. And you didn't kill your twig blight. That's your own fault. I mean, I thought it was pretty clear. Kill it. Apparently not. Next time, just wait.
No one got that.
Next time, I want to make sure Rocky carries a big sign. So whenever I get ready to say something, I'll raise a sign. Kill them. All right, Ren. Listen, I don't want to say this out loud, but I could be behind a sign or raising a sign. If you can read this, you'll know what to do. By the way, David and Russ, Kingpin stopped by and wanted to make sure I told you guys hey.
Awesome.
Still listening?
No, he said he was heading out. He's a little underneath the weather, so he stopped in for a quick minute, said hey to everybody, was commenting on the game, said it looked fun and good, and he said he was getting ready to head out and go to bed. He's been a little under the weather, so yeah. Ty says slice him, abandons everyone, big surprise. Just left to die. They weren't left to die. I was right there. I mean, right here.
See? This is what you've done with the stream. You're going to notice that.
No.
Everybody in the stream is going to see that the poor Rangers just get left out on his own.
You know, here's the
And
problem.
The plate-wielding war cleric is in the back.
Here's the problem. Okay, so I heal you. What happens? You get hit again. It's like a game of tag until I run out of heals. I had to kill everything or you would have just died. Yeah, see?
If
Logic.
the circle around a person is orange or red, they're in critical state.
I'm colorblind. Now thanks, you make me feel terrible about myself.
If you're really colorblind, we'll have to work out a system where I start going, Rocky, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Now I'm gonna go to bed before I do actually die.
Good night, brother. Good game.
Have a good one, man.
Good job.
Good
buddy.
night, guys.
Good game, man.
It was fun. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man.
Ty says no revives. I got something that'll keep him from like decaying. So even if he dies, I can keep him around for a little bit. Yeah, gentle repose. You know,
You have a minute?
You know what? For you, I'll have like 5 minutes, maybe more.
Awesome. So I really want to turn those wine bottles I made into Molotov cocktails, in case anybody was noticing with my subtle clicking.
I like it.
Bernard was so sure that you were just helping him carry some extra wine.
I see sticks, I burn them. I found a bomb equivalent, but I don't know how you would want to do it. Like, I was rolling those d20s because I don't know if there's a check to see if I create one or not, or...
So basically, you're just trying to make a Molotov cocktail with a bigger barrel, essentially.
I filled glass bottles with wine.
Okay.
So they're not especially big, and it's wine instead of something like gasoline. So I can't imagine it does as much damage as like a regular bomb, 3d6.
No, probably wouldn't do as much as
Liar!
that, but I would
I
definitely
never
say
left you to die.
1d6 is a-
You're terrible. You're terrible, Tice. You're terrible.
add it
You're
to-
terrible. How about
My
some
character
Call of
sheet,
Duty here in
but
a second, though?
Can't get it
Kind of
to.
great as a custom one.
I'm thinking Call of
Yeah,
Duty
but I
sounds
can't
good.
get it to-
Maybe one round?
I guess it just 1d6. I can't change the type of damage.
Uh,
Like, won't let me edit if I unlock it. No.
One round or 2 or 5?
let's see.
Okay.
Where are you creating it at?
I was trying to.
Make it as an attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so damage type.
The 50-foot cone. It's like everything's grayed out and I
Alright, hold
can't
on 1 second.
change anything.
So let's see here. So the range of it is up to 60 feet away.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell them that I'm going
So it's
to
just,
end the stream, and then I'll talk to them for a minute, and then I'll hit you up. I'll meet you in Discord.
Oh, maybe I can't do
Alright.
it and only you could do it.
Possible, yeah. So 1d6.
Hold on 1 second.
Instead of DC 12 dexterity saving throw for a bomb.
So you'll just have to kind of. So saving throw would be dex
Alright.
versus nothing really. So it would just be a dex. It wouldn't really be a. So the saving throw would do half damage.
Let's do this real quick, though. Let's.
DC. So
Sorry,
it's
still
dex
getting the
versus
feel for all this.
dex. Essentially, but the damage is.
Alright, guys.
It's gonna be fire.
Alright, guys. I'm going to go. Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream. So,
Okay.
with that being said, Russ, great game. Everybody, thanks for playing. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
mute us over here, talk to the end of the stream, and then I'll be back on Discord with you guys here in 1 second. So,
Alright.
All right. Thanks again.
all right, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me, and if so, yeah, it looks like my audio's still working. Thanks for coming in, watching. Like I said, it was our first night to do it live. We ran one small test with this, and it seems like it went okay. So, hopefully everybody enjoyed. It was a little bit fun. It's going to be different. It's going to be something that we've never had on the channel. Plan on doing it every Wednesday. We've been piecing this together and trying to get it put together for a little bit now. So hopefully this will continue and the game will grow. And we're going to try to bring more people in and do some stuff. We're also going to have some stuff for the viewers to be able to interact with us so that we can have a little bit of a fun game, like mini games with the viewers along the way. So. If you like it, you want to play, you want to hang out, want to put in suggestions, keep in touch, keep up with us. Also, don't forget, the website is about to get redesigned all over again. I got a new guy that was going to take a look at it, so we might be doing some stuff with the website, with this, and along with some MCOC, Call of Duty, and a couple other things now that things are starting to settle in a little bit for me here. It's been a super crazy time, and I super apologize for that, but we'll talk about that on another live stream sometime when I kind of just do a live stream to say, hey, here's where I'm at. Here's what's going on with life. Here's what's going on with the gaming and what the plans are. So with that being said, I'm getting out of here for tonight. You guys take care, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. And hope to see you guys next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard, D&D, live, relaxing, having a good time, and chilling with the viewers. So come in, hang out, and check out some D&D game. All right, guys, you take it easy, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. I'm out of here. Adios.